You saw Raw for the most part, right? The cap I'm talking about is the Royal Rumble men's poster. In the top left-hand corner, there was a silhouette. You know, typically they always have a silhouette of somebody that's going to be, you know, coming in, and it's interchangeable with anybody. I was trying to count how many people were actually in that poster. And so that was where my comment came from on the thread last night, that there were only two, because I saw two silhouettes. But then I started counting the last time they showed the poster. I started counting.
They probably super short.
I want to say I got to 22, which is good if it is 22, because that leaves us with 8 mystery entrants. I would much rather have 8 than 2.
If we're gonna use this pre-roll for the show, you know who really is probably a air quote surprise for the Rumble, and we ain't said shit about him?
Taker?
William Goldberg.
Oh.
He's still under contract.
He got 2 more. He got 2 more shots.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So all this talk about Brock Roman headlining WrestleMania, what if you get the fucking curveball and you finally get Goldberg reigns at WrestleMania?
In Dallas? No.
I'm just presenting a plausible outcome.
No, you are on the money.
Like, we know who we're dealing with. We know that's a match they want to pull off. They were gonna do it WrestleMania 36. They were gonna do it at 36. They have been teasing it, ever since. What better way to get there than to win the Royal Rumble, which he's never done? So that's another resume point for him. Only other thing I can see, he's in the Royal Rumble, doesn't win, but then he's in the Elimination Chamber in Saudi, and then that's how you get to him picking Reigns. Or like the whole thing about nobody wanted it to be a 3-way.
Wait, how did my Monday Night Raw not record last night? This is some
because your DVR is sick of that shit too.
Obviously. Well, that blows that theory. I can't even test my theory.
What theory? You finna try to find the graphic?
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it that obvious if it's a Goldberg cutout. They ain't gonna do that.
No. Well, it's a bald-headed cutout, but that's not even the cap I was looking for. I mean, you just put stank on it.
I thought about it like after the last show. I was like, we ain't mentioned Goldberg, and we know he got dates. And if you're gonna use them dates, you're gonna use them for Major 5 pay-per-views, right?
Yeah.
We know what they want one of those matches to be. Why not?
Wow. Well, I mean, shit, that no better way to start it than with that. So, with that said, welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon. Not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Man, today is Thursday, January 27th. Yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
I said, yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
2022.
Amen.
We have had a slight of a letdown, but still a productive week when it comes to the world of pro wrestling. And this is what we like to consider our Christmas season.
What's the letdown, famo? How you feel let down? What happened? Who hurt you?
We just had a short conversation that we kind of pulled back the curtain a little early.
Some of that pre-roll,
man. Oh man!
Shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, with the shit.
You're not even. It was sold and it wasn't even sealed.
Busting out the pack.
Yo,
you got to vacuum seal that before you put it in transport.
And we normally we have a couple days where we can add some things. And well, let's just say that the Royal Rumble is upon us.
Yup.
And in true fashion.
Wait a minute.
For the season coming back for 2022. I don't know if he's here for a long time, but he's here for a good time, ladies and gentlemen. Broken Pencil Booking Company's own Petty Messiah has returned.
What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? And welcome to 2022.
Turn your damn video off, man. You know we gonna kill my bandwidth.
Screw you and your bandwidth.
Glass.
Should have been on in the first place, but it is what it is.
Yes.
Welcome. I will not be before you long. I've dived in and I'm back.
Yeah, man. We got some things to talk about. Let's just get into it, man. First off, welcome back. Hope everything is well with you, sir. I'm glad you're staying. I'm glad you've been marked safe more than anything out here in these COVID streets.
Hey, man, people are alive. That's all I can thank God for, man. That's it.
Yo, let's recap GCW real quick. Game Changer Wrestling, the world on GCW from this past Sunday.
Ooh-wee.
It was being sold as their biggest show yet, and we partook.
Yeah, we did.
Don't know if it's going to happen again anytime soon, but we did partake.
Wait a minute.
Maybe if we just feel the need to watch, a roller derby or some shit.
I mean, so it starts off with a 6-man brass ring ladder match, which
see, you have to set the scene. You have to. People, this was at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've never seen the Hammerstein Ballroom look like this. In all my days of watching wrestling.
It wasn't bad. It just looked shaky.
Yeah, like everything looked, looked like if you had a couple more dollars here or there, that you probably would have been able to turn out a little better of a aesthetic. It's like the camera wasn't 4K, but it was sort of HD.
It was actually I don't know what kind of camera system they used. It did look good considering well
there were times
there was that. So remember ECW just as they transitioned over to TNN.
Yeah, it was nothing like that.
And
okay.
It was nothing like you remember anytime ECW was ever in the Hammerstein Ballroom? It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
What? There's nothing like that whatsoever.
Apropos,
price just went up.
Anytime they go to Hammerstein.
That's not a cheap building to get in, so that's not a cheap ticket.
I mean, the ticket started at $145 for those in house.
Let's keep the shit non-cap. Like, I've never seen the Hammerstein Ballroom look so bum ass.
And
they took the wrestling aesthetic. No, they took the wrestling aesthetic kind of away from it, and with the way the seating looked, because previously you'd see people in the balcony, the lower level, and it made for almost a Roman Coliseum effect for wrestling.
It was like the Manhattan Center with aluminum foil.
Damn.
That's the best way I can describe it without trying to disrespect anything.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It kind of reminds you of the Manhattan Center. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's good.
So, in this 6-man brass ring ladder match, we were supposed to have Leo Rush. He was replaced by G Raver, which was quite the addition, but it immediately begged the question, what the hell happened to Leo?
Did Leo no call, no show? Or, did Leo decide, hey, I needed a couple more dollars?
Well,
did the deposit not clear?
Well, as we get later into the show, Blake Christian comes out and was supposed to challenge Jonathan Gresham for the ROH World Championship at the Hammerstein. Blake Christian lets us know that Jonathan Gresham couldn't make it due to unforeseen circumstances.
No call, no show.
But what we did that's where we get Leo. and quite possibly the match of the night.
Facts. Leo got this motherfucking bad. Hey, don't skip the ladder match though, cause we seen some shit that we ain't had no business seeing. But yeah.
No, I just
give Leo his props now, cause Leo showed his ass.
We had to set the table. There was
Leo clocked in real cool for them people. I say, oh, okay, that's value, buddy.
Flame was late.
The ladder match presented a painter's ladder. It also presented 2 construction ladders, maybe 3.
Anybody remember the ladders that were used at WrestleMania 10? Those are these ladders, and then a couple of other ones that ain't had no business being taken out of Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever they got that shit from.
We also had PCO attempt to use the smaller ladder, who is actually bigger than the smaller ladder.
My God. I just knew that little
PCO
ass
is doing frog splashes off.
Nah.
I just knew that cruiserweight ladder was going to lead to somebody having a nasty injury.
We would have been so lucky, and I believe he tried. I don't remember if it was him or somebody else actually tried to climb that ladder to grab the brass ring. Had PCO actually placed it properly, he probably could have. However, everybody else in this match. Oh, and then there was an addition. GCW Hardcore Champion Alex Gray decided to show up last minute, so it wasn't a 6-man, it was a 7-man elimination, or not elimination, ladder match, brass ring ladder match.
More bang for your buck since we're swiping the card around a little bit.
Well,
I wish they would have let people know about Gresham in the pre-show. That would have been, real sporting.
Yeah, I mean, it was. This match should have gone on second because there was a luchador 6-man with luchador rules that came after this one.
No cap, that should have been the opening match.
Yeah, and it was high energy. It was exactly what you expected. Choreographed spots. It looked like CMLL, Triple A, like anything that you would expect from that. It wasn't too over the top. There was some things in there, and it's
a fucking Canadian destroyer from a 3-person Tower of Doom. That's like, look, don't gloss over the shit
from the top of the tower.
Unsafe.
It was.
You got two Towers of Doom set up next to each other, so there's 6 people involved, 3 on each side, and they're up stacked on each other's shoulders. The 2 at the very top are fist fighting, and then all of a sudden, kablam! Canadian destroyer.
Needless to say, it was we're jumping all over the place because those first 2 matches were all over the place, but they were worth the watch. The first 2 matches were very entertaining, very dangerous. Alex Gray. There's a shouts out to WrestleBotch. There's a clip with him.
No. Don't try to phrase it correctly. Say it how you feel, because that's how we watched it.
I'm going to see if I can grab this clip so I can actually describe what I'm seeing in real time, because it's special would be the word I would like to use.
Special education. Nobody gauged this. Like, obviously, physics and geometry were failed. Physics and geometry completely failed this man. I'm not sure who had this idea. Did somebody talk it over, or did you just spur of the moment decide to say, "Hey, I'm finna climb this thin ass ladder, all the way to the top of it. It's real tall though, and I'm gonna try to drop an elbow from this ladder inside the ring about a 1/4 of the way in, but also veering to the left."
And what happened was not that. Go ahead, Petty.
Hey, so is this the video that was shared? Because I've seen a video that looked like somebody tried to kill himself.
He jumps off the top of a ladder, and he gets no air, goes over the top rope, and lands on a leather ladder that's attached to, or as leaning on the turnbuckle, and he errantly falls down on top of another competitor. And
he fell on himself. He didn't.
Well, no, the legs and the feet hit the upper torso. I'm looking at this.
No, fuck that. Stop trying to give credit for that shit. He completely missed the dunk.
But the
that boy
injury
was as light as a Buick falling in Con Air. Like, nah.
The ball flew out of his hands long before he tried the windmill. Don't try to act like he went off back iron or some shit.
His entire right rib cage bounced off of the leaning ladder of pizza.
Remember when Cole said Big Shirley came down on his whole left side? This is very similar.
Why did he look like old boy the New Jack threw off the scaffolding when he
It's
fell?
exactly how he looked. He looked like Big Grimes.
He did look like Angel from the Baldies.
Or Vic Grimes, either one.
He really does look like Angel. He really did. He looked like the boss. He looked like Angel. God damn.
So
like when he came down, I was like, oh no, he's dead. He's definitely gone.
Yeah, and
that could have been way worse than it was.
The commentary had way too many gratuitous curses, as if we don't. But
it was overkill. It was like us, but loaded and like not knowing we can't do a commentary.
When your color man refers to the person in the ring as this motherfucker.
GCW, all right.
Every reaction was either goddamn or what the fuck. It sounded like an episode of Reno 911.
I've never in my 40 plus years of watching professional wrestling, I've never heard the word cocksucker used in a pay-per-view for wrestling.
Well, now you have.
First time for everything.
What are other highlights? John Moxley retains the GCW World Heavyweight Championship. We also had
shout out to Homicide.
Homicide put on a good show against Moxley. Matt Cardona and Joey Janela. First of all, I give Joey Janela zero credit ever. And Matt Cardona. First of all, Chelsea Green pulled off the fastest face turn, heel turn in the history of professional wrestling as she turned on her husband and then turned right back on Joey Janela and go right back to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona's troll level is on God status right now.
to the extent that I have now named him the Swole Mega Troll, Matt Cardona.
Yes, and rightfully so. This fool came out to the ring in a red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Shouts out Biggie Smalls with the and on the back with a sign that said "Fuck Mick Foley." Mind you, they're both from Long Island. Oh.
Come on, paying homage. Not at the same time.
The main event turns out to be them boys, the Briscoes, versus two mystery opponents, which everybody was hoping for FTR, but we knew we wasn't gonna get FTR.
No, you needed the best substitute available, and then you could have a FTR moment after that match.
Which we didn't get that either.
Nah, none of that.
Briscoes lose in very underwhelming fashion to a returning what's my man's name? Nick effing Gage.
That's a horrible sign.
What's my man's name?
That's a horrible sign that they did this justice when you have to ask what's homeboy name?
They lost to the two dudes from Bad Dudes with no name.
12 Gauge.
We said Bad Dudes. Wow. So yeah, Matt Tremont and Nick Gage. But first of all, Nick Gage looked. I don't think Nick Gage ever looked healthier than he did when he was on AEW Dynamite against Jericho. But or was it Mox? It was Jericho, wasn't it?
It was Jericho.
Okay.
Him and Moxley never had AEW television interaction.
But I will say this: he's been eating good since then. Very, very
dark
good.
Side of the ring money, and then that AEW check. Like he done bankroll that into some steakums and some yeah.
Nothing but the finest cheesesteaks for me.
Steakums and medium shrimp. So he had his own version of surf and he had Philadelphia surf and turf popping off.
We putting garlic mashed potatoes on everything. It's a cheesesteak. Fuck it. Put it on there.
But the finish of that match was a kick out by the Briscoes, which turns out to be the fastest damn count from 2 to 3 we have seen this side of Danny Davis or Nick Patrick. You know what that is?
That's protecting boys. You got to get the belts off of them because we figure there's paperwork brewing for them to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So in the event to free them from other obligations as well as open them up for more money, you got to get the belts off of them. But you don't need them looking weak because they're wrestling. You know, the disciples of a block of shit. So
I love it. I absolutely love it.
so,
oh
you
my
know,
god.
So you got to settle shit up, and that's the GCW crowd. So you feel
I
like
would shake your hand if I was in this room. So,
The disciples of a
I like
block
how
of
you
shit.
turned them into that.
well, you know, hey, I do what I can, and I'm here all week.
He's a wordsmith, ladies and gentlemen. He's Suave Burgundy. Yes,
Thank you
he
very much.
is.
Time in wrestling when gang warfare is the only thing we got going on.
Yep,
So, as we fast forward through our last week, that is professional wrestling. Let's go back real quick. Go ahead.
wait, was that it? Oh, remember Jeff Jarrett had his match with
Jeff Jarrett had a fight with Effie.
You had a great line about this, about Effie's existence in the world.
Did I?
Yeah.
Please.
Something about Joey
bad.
Ryan. No.
Oh yeah. Joey Ryan got me too'd so that Effie could have a career.
It was like Joey Ryan died
Pretty
in
much.
effigy so Effie could exist.
Pretty much.
And
Oh, my God.
yeah, Effie's definitely a perennial favorite there in GCW. But Jeff Jarrett, considering we just saw him on SmackDown last Friday, and to see him on GCW on Sunday,
Jeff Jarrett is the forbidden door.
and he looked good. He actually looked good in the ring. So
Young Jeffrey.
shouts out to the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, who remixed that garbage ass Impact theme that he had, which now I like the remix.
Everybody chill. Everybody just chill. Let's not disrespect the lineage. Everybody just chill. Everybody just take a second, take a knee.
I'm
Think
wondering
about what we doing. Move on.
How would you rate the pay-per-view?
No, I won't be disrespectful. Okay. Remember on last week's show we discussed the certain price point
Yep. It's
for what we thought the digital pay-per-view was.
So I don't know how that disconnect happened, but we said $10. This shit was $25.
Had it been 10, I'd have been totally fine with everything. It being 25, it's like it almost feel underserved.
Facts.
But it's cool. I would watch it again because in a weird way, I was entertained. You're not gonna watch that for the. I can't even say you won't watch it for the wrestling because you got a couple of really good wrestling matches. It's just it's a hodgepodge of. If you grew up watching ECW, it is like ECW pay-per-view cosplay. Because the show kind of runs exactly like an ECW show. It used to run the gratuitous run-ins, the comedy shit. You get a couple of actually really good wrestling matches. Like you would get...
and it was non-stop. It was
that part too.
Yeah,
Because they used to never stop.
Yeah, it was the match gets out the ring, as soon as the last competitor gets out, the ring announcer's in the ring, getting the cleanup crew, getting ready to get the next act into the ring.
Fucking Dave Prazak is there. I mean, this is everything about this just screams, ECW, but not quite.
If I were to give it a grade, I'd give it a strong B-. The effort
really?
was the effort was there. The only thing I really didn't care for was the time of the world title match, and then also the finish of the world tag team title match.
And then you weren't really a fan of the commentary either.
Nah, so we did end up getting a title change. So your winners, GCW World Tag Team Champions, Nick Gage and Matt Tremont.
DOA 2.0.
Literally.
Disciples of a bunch of shit.
A block of shit.
A block of shit.
You gotta bust that hoe down the middle and test it on your gums.
And then, of course, Nick Gage comes out at the end and does his job of keeping the crowd warm for GCW and letting know. And the ring filled up with the entire locker room, except for the Briscoes.
A la ECW.
Yep.
So Nick Gage is GCW's Tommy Dreamer.
Or Raven, depending on how you look at it.
It's just I tell you what, for those of you who like to partake in supplies or possibly an adult beverage, when you ain't got nothing to do and you just need something to kind of, you need some entertainment, I would say, yeah, participate in the GCW production. However, go into it understanding what you're getting.
The card itself, like if this was the largest card they had, they can't go down from here. So to say that
that's the thing.
To say that it'll be a while before I check back in, hell, it could be next week if they pull the right card off. To be honest with you,
it's like it's the train wreck.
It's a beautiful disaster.
People like to watch the wreck when they go by, so it's a beautiful disaster.
Shouts out to my wife. So she was watching with me as we were eating, because there was a classic football game happening at the exact same time, and no one anticipated this game being the classic that it was. And so I'm sitting here watching on a tablet while the game was on the big screen. And she's sitting here watching wrestling with me. Now, mind you, she was a wrestling fan up until the time she went to a WWE event and saw punches being pulled in person. She didn't care for that too much, and that's when she checked out. However, in this first match, in the strange twist of irony, during that ladder match, she said, "Oh shit," a couple times and checked out. She was like, "I'm done. There's no way I'm watching this. Someone's gonna die."
The element of danger is always present in GCW.
The element of danger is always around you. Period. Leave that where that is. The
impending danger of being a GCW is just like, oh shit, yeah, somebody might not make it.
Before we get into our main event for today's evening, because it
wasn't no motherfucking licenses paid for all this music.
Oh man, the music. Oh Lord.
Listen. You know how New Jack would get away with Natural Born Killers and it'd be the instrumental? Or you occasionally get the song? Like, no, everybody had interest music that had been on television or is on a streaming device somewhere.
They had the best of jock jams on random. Boy. And I mean like the real deal.
I heard a couple rap songs I hadn't heard in years.
I mean, you had Homicide come out to Quincy Jones, followed by like the beginning of a Quincy Jones record, which is like the eerie horns and shit from Kill Bill that just people are familiar with, going into The Truth by Beanie Siegel.
That's a double. That's literally a double homicide. You done killed all your residuals with them two right there.
Quincy Jones and Rockefeller. You spent your whole musical budget on one person who didn't even win.
I'm looking at this overhead shot from GCW from the pay-per-view and the way people are like in the balconies, but how the bottom part is opened up a little more. This shit really does look like an insane asylum. So for GCW, this shit works. I just was never used to seeing the Hammerstein Ballroom set up like this.
Yeah, I'm sure we will get more wind of GCW things, but we know FTR, new champs.
They're supposed to be here. They're supposed to be coming through here, not in the not too distant future.
Well, once we get through Royal Rumble this weekend and start officially touting our road to WrestleMania, the shows that are happening around the Metroplex for WrestleMania weekend are already out of control. As of right now, from what I've seen, there's close to 100 hours of non-WWE wrestling around the DFW Metroplex. So it's going to be very interesting to see all the action that we have coming up. We got a couple of interviews in the next few weeks that will shed some light on some of those. But man, even if you don't get a chance to make it to Mania, make it to something, because there's going to be some really good stuff popping. That said, let's see, where do we go from here? Royal Rumble, rumors, innuendo. First of all, I don't even want to say his name, and I won't. The all cap boss out here putting more bad energy in the air in terms of stories, and I put stories in quotation marks. The Inspiration, formerly the Iconics, allegedly turned down an opportunity to appear at this year's Royal Rumble. To which, right, I applaud that effort.
Yeah, as they should.
Back then, ho didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me.
If I come to work and I ain't did nothing and I get fired, I have a problem.
And then, like, even more so, like, Mickie James is out here talking about how she asked that she be addressed as the Impact Women's Champion or Impact Knockouts Champion, which is fine. But it doesn't help you when the only person who's acknowledging you on this are color commentators, a la Pat McAfee and Corey Graves.
show up with
Can
the
she
belt.
wear the belt to the ring?
Thank you. Thank
Exactly.
you.
What have I been saying?
That's different.
Put that fucking belt on and walk your ass to the ring.
I mean, real slow.
Let it be
Even-
known.
Dead ass.
And
Do
Gorilla.
do a cartwheel with that motherfucker on.
and don't pixelate it.
Your video to start the belt. Don't hit the Ric Flair for me one time, Wood.
Lit. Tony Schiavone.
Now, this was when he was on Jack Tunney ass.
I am the real world champion.
That part.
Nothing you can do about it.
They all pay homage to the man.
Have her walk down the aisle like Cena did at what was it, December? Or One Night Stand. Yeah, have her walk down the aisle with the belt just like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a whole riot about to
Both
happen.
hands, belt over her head, just walk into the ring like.
won't even look up for my shoelaces. Just, bitch, look at this belt. You see it.
He let her eliminate her by 5 chicks.
There's another story that's been brewing this week too. About an alleged entrant or wanted entrant into this year's Women's Royal Rumble.
Who that is?
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
I don't see. Okay, I don't know why people reported it the way they did. Like WWE's reaching out. Of course, they're reaching out. What other fucking choice do they have but to beg, plead, and grovel for Ronda Rousey to decide she's ready to wrestle again?
There are only 2 words that come with a headline that say something to the effect of WWE is hoping to get Ronda Rousey for the Women's Royal Rumble. There's only 2 words that come to mind. No shit.
There's 2 more words, and Fink said them best, because if she comes back, there's only one position for her.
29 or 30.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are your options.
Even with the sign, without the sign up, just point at the top of the building.
Now, if you really want to pull some cool type shit, especially in the building the size of America's Center, or the dome at America's Center, put her at 31 if you really want to do some dumb shit.
Nah, fuck it. Like, let her come out at 3 and go coast to coast. Put her in the AJ Styles spot.
And go coast to coast.
1, 2, 3 matters not. You get the bigger surprise if she's 3, just because you got the first 2, whoever you send out. Then that third one's like, oh shit. And then let her walk everybody else down.
You dig?
Charlotte included.
You dig?
The only person that should give her any static
is who?
It's Bianca Belair. The only person that should give her any static.
So we have, and later on in the show, we actually have our greatest Royal Rumble, and we kind of explain a little science behind Bianca Belair.
Shit.
I feel like
2019's Royal Rumble reminds me that we actually got an AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match on pay-per-view.
Man,
like that's kind of the difference between WWE and AEW. If you were to get that match even on AEW free television, there's no way you'd be able to forget it. In WWE, it's just a fucking occurrence.
I think that comes from a bias.
No, just in the way, like, there are certain matches that we...
Talk about this from a fan's perspective now. No, listen.
All right, so there are certain matches that we hold in high regard, like stuff we'd like to see, like the AJ Styles Finn Balor match, right? We agree that's WrestleMania caliber because we feel like both of those guys can go.
They can work easily with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Even to another degree, like the Seth Rollins Cesaro match from WrestleMania, like that's high level content because we know both of those people can go if given the proper time.
True.
So getting a AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match that is literally a dream match because we know both of them can go, we know both of them have a certain style. for them to headline a pay-per-view, and 2 years later we're like, that's not even some shit that popped into my mind until I saw the graphic.
That it was just, you know what's funny about that? You're right.
The amount of attention and the amount of prestige that gets put on some of these matches is just different. Like, it's
people forget we got AJ Styles and John Cena in a classic that stayed in the ring to combat the allure that was Kenny Omega versus Okada.
We got Daniel Bryan and John Cena, and it was legit.
Well, no, I'm specifically talking about, I want to say it was 2018. It may have been 17. I think it was 2018, though. We had AJ Styles versus John Cena in San Antonio at the Royal Rumble. And the whole reason why that match stayed in the ring was to combat the allure that was the greatness that was supposedly been Okada versus Kenny Omega. Because everyone's talking about how great that match was, but it went outside the ring. And AJ brought hat to John Cena.
As he should.
This is a fact and a half.
AJ.
I mean, shit.
I think that got buried under the fact that it was was that at the Royal Rumble?
What?
That AJ Styles John Cena match.
Yeah, that was at the Rumble.
They had several classics. They had a SummerSlam classic, Royal Rumble, and
shit. I think they had one on SmackDown.
Like, yeah, they don't have bad matches together. They're just one of those combinations.
They work.
That just have great chemistry.
They work.
Just the way dream matches are heavily anticipated matches from the hardcore fan delegation. Like Shinsuke versus AJ, from what people had seen in New Japan, they were expecting something mind-blowing at WrestleMania 34, but you got the WWE sanitized version of them. It's a floating conversation. So, okay. Unless there's just something we want to add.
Nah.
Them always just come off different in Stanford unless they wanted to. Like, every match doesn't get the same build-up and time that Undertaker Shawn Michaels gets. But you understand why.
Everybody's not Rock Hogan.
Well, Rock Hogan would never happen at the Royal Rumble anyway. So, I mean, that's one of those WrestleMania type situations. And if you're going to do anything WrestleMania-esque for the Royal Rumble, it would be Forbidden Door type shit in the Rumble to set up a match later on down the line. For instance, give me somebody, was it not Okada, Ace. Ace just re-signed to New Japan, right? But if you bring him over to the Royal Rumble and recreate moments with, say, Nakamura or AJ, do you potentially have that as one of the like earlier bouts in WrestleMania for like night one? Or is that something that you want to do because you're not going to do it in Saudi. Saudi's not going to, they don't want to see real wrestling. They want to see characters, as evidenced by the booking over the last 5 years down there.
I'm not totally certain about that either. Like,
do you think that's something that they could plant the seeds for based on what the Prince wants?
I mean, when you writing a check, if you say you don't want shrimp, you ain't gonna have no shrimp. If I'm buying the groceries and I say don't bring no motherfucking lemons in here, don't let them crease my doorway, then I ain't gonna have no lemons. But if you got somebody pitching you an idea of like, hey, this is cool, we could get this person, and they sign off on it, well then if they bring you some bullshit to your table, then you ask for this.
And just to be clear, when I say Ace, I'm referring to Hiroshi Tanahashi for those not in the know of who the New Japan Ace is.
Right, and he took a whole pay cut, which he mentioned. It was like, wait a minute, I saw this much of a pay cut. I actually had to really hold my eye open.
Yeah, especially the conversion rate of 113 to 1 versus the US dollar. Like,
yeah. But even with that, like, the same reverence for Ace is not going to be shown in WWE as it would be.
Not at all. I mean, look at what they did to Okada in Impact. They put him under a Kato mask and made him, be outside the ring.
You see what I'm saying? So here's another explanation. Like, if you ever got Nakamura versus Lesnar again, which we know for a lot of reasons it's not going to happen.
Never going to happen again.
But if you ever got it again, it wouldn't be given the same reverence as when it happened in New Japan. It wouldn't be treated like a dream match. It would just be another Brock Lesnar match. People like us who know that it happened before would enjoy it based on that. But everything that happens inside WWE is its own universe. They're absolutely correct with that marketing. And the
WWE universe. You are as important as Vince McMahon says you are in his universe.
That is a fact.
They acknowledge nothing that goes on.
As well, because
they acknowledge nothing that goes on in an alternate universe, alternate timeline. I don't give a fuck. Whatever happened before they got here don't even exist. Not part of their resume.
I mean,
hell, at this point, they don't even acknowledge what happened in Black and Gold. They got different tiers like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Exactly. This is the multiverse in this month. So Finn Balor is the first Universal Champion.
Right.
You'll never hear that again.
And he's being treated like Pedro Morales right now. That's what I'm saying. He's being treated like Pedro Morales right now.
There was an entire roster in a land far, far away in a time long, long ago of independent wrestlers who made up a thing called NXT. And they are nowhere to be found.
With whole new identities that we learned to love.
Yeah, cats with different names that did different things, and most of them are in AEW right now.
So this is why I say dream matches are not the same in Stanford as they are everywhere else, because Stanford will omit its own history for whatever creative vision they have. They'll say, fuck it, this didn't happen and we won't bring it up.
And on that note,
it's different tiers, man. Age of Apocalypse, all that.
Well, this is all great, well and good, and this is a great segue here. On that note, there's only one thing for us to do to put a bow on this episode. You know what that is?
What it is?
It's time to play a game.
Hey.
You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. Let's say that bitch again. I know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. We say that bitch again. I want 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on. 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on.
We bike. We bike.
It is.
Who is sponsored by?
This is sponsored by TheBeastRadio.com. It's also sponsored by the Broken Pencil Booking Company, Pros and Podcasts and Radio Show infused with hip hop. Black History Month, the blackest thing you never heard in your life, coming soon.
Coming straight off the top rope, right into your chest cavity,
unprotected
as fuck.
WWE Royal Rumble, our favorite pay-per-view of the year, or at least it once was, featuring not one but two 30-person battle royals and a few championship matches. Let's run through the card, shall we? I haven't done this in a while. Petty, welcome back for the You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win segment.
Yay.
In your mixed tag match, which I'm interested to see where this ends up on the card, we have Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. Petty Messiah, who ain't gonna win?
The Miz.
Miz is comedy fodder at this point, and just showing him up on TV helps increase the ratings for the networks that he's upon. So, he doesn't have to win. Edge and Beth Phoenix need it more than anybody. And Beth Phoenix is in phenomenal shape, by the way, considering that she just got off the microphone. Suave?
I would say us as viewers are not going to win. This is the shit that we did not ask for.
I was going to say that, but I tried to keep the integrity of the interview.
Nah, fuck that. I'm going to keep the integrity of this show. Because, goddamn it, we didn't ask for this. We don't want this. This is a placeholder. Yeah, this is a placeholder to get us to whatever Edge's feud is going to be for WrestleMania. Hopefully we get like AJ Styles. I bet, man, if I get a fucking one-on-one match with The Miz and Edge at WrestleMania, I'm going to sleep.
I tell you one damn thing. AJ,
whoever is going to show up to help Miz win, if they win, that's who the feud is with.
Man, just let that shit end with that tag match, and then you can start Edge's feud either in the Royal Rumble match or the next night on Raw or whatever the fuck. Because we've been saying it's supposed to be AJ, but It's another one of those them dream matches. It ain't gonna get the same attention.
Well, we've already seen that Miz really has no friends, quote unquote, on TV. So Morrison's out.
He no longer works there.
Yeah. So who's coming to Miz's aid?
He can't even get in the building if he wanted to help.
That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know why we're having this match.
Maybe he recruits Omos.
I'll tell you one thing.
That would be dope.
Edge ain't retiring at WrestleMania. He's not on that. He's not on that goodbye tour yet, so you can hang that shit up. Well, that remains to be seen. Let's go for the Raw Women's Championship. Your champion, Becky Lynch, Big Time Bex, if you will, versus Doudrop. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Anybody not named Big Time Bex?
There's absolutely no way you walk into WrestleMania with a brand new champion or with a hot shot to get her back the belt after the way she snatched it from Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Petty, who ain't gonna win?
Doudrop. What? Piper Niven? You call my real name.
I wish we could. Hell, that Doudrop shit. Just because Vince likes it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. For your we'll do this later. For your WWE Championship, the Beast Incarnate, the money, the pain, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, a match that we have been talking about here for almost 4 years. We're finally getting it for the championship due to a COVID diagnosis from your tribal chief and head of the table, Roman Reigns. Petty, who ain't gonna win?
Neither one of them are going to win. This goes into a draw, tie, or some weird ending. And
you think we get a dusty finish?
Oh, no, definitely we get a dusty. A Heyman finish. Something's not gonna go right. There's no W in this match. Can't be. You're not finna give away the whole house right before WrestleMania and not get some of it and put an addition on it at WrestleMania. They gotta fight.
Unfortunately, I think
gonna do unification.
Unfortunately, I think Bobby Lashley ain't gonna win, which actually sets up the unification. Which is why I'm glad you said that, sir, because I think that's exactly where we're going. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
You see us talking about dream matches that get undersold.
This one.
3 weeks ago, we were talking about the Brock promo with Bobby Hugh, and we were like, okay, MVP finna get in his bag. Bobby gonna have a couple lines. We still waiting on this shit. It never happened.
We're waiting.
It wasn't gonna happen. It was never gonna happen. It's a placeholder.
We're waiting on Get Back. We're waiting on we're still waiting on the brawl. Let's
for all those reasons, I'm like, okay, Bobby should win at the Royal Rumble because everything's been so one-sided towards Heyman and Lesnar. But I know this is Stanford, and Stanford don't give a fuck about none of that.
The Supermax with no cap.
That part. So yeah, Bobby's probably not gonna win. I don't like it. I don't support it. I would prefer Petty's outcome of no winner and just let Lesnar keep the strap and keep Bobby strong. But because we know this is Stanford and we know how people get handled, Bobby's probably gonna take a clean pin.
Here's what's crazy. The idea that Roman perpetuated on SmackDown, the fact that he had the opportunity to possibly take 2 months off to prepare for WrestleMania. They could easily turn this around and let Brock and Bobby take 6 months off to build to SummerSlam, to make SummerSlam the official second biggest show of the year. If they wanted to. That's
if we were in somebody's ear. But from the last 3-4 weeks, from everything after day one. There you go. Everything after the day one pay-per-view. What does that tell you about how they value Bobby Lashley?
They don't.
They just think he's going to be around.
He'll be in a tag team with somebody within the next month and a half. Like, it'll fight in the Hurt Business or something stupid like that.
They don't value Bobby, and because they don't value Bobby, the proper investment isn't going to be made for like a mega match, because you could do this at the Royal Rumble, have a screwy finish, and sell even more tickets for a rematch at WrestleMania.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking. But the problem is unification is looming.
I mean,
if Reigns hadn't gotten COVID, this would be a different story. Brock Lesnar would most likely be the champion.
Big E would still be champ.
Yeah.
And
Big E would be feuding with Bobby, and Bobby would probably win at WrestleMania.
Bobby would win this weekend.
So does that make Vince McMahon Doctor Strange?
It very well could.
Because
in an alternate timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Now Roman has COVID, so there's an alternate timeline. So we're gonna make Brock champion, and then we're gonna set up this dream match, but we're gonna undersell it. But
that makes him Kang the Conqueror.
We're gonna unify we're gonna unify the main heavyweight championship, but everything else is gonna stay separate. Like what?
Yeah.
It should just be unification weekend.
Like, truth be told, they need to rename the U.S. and the Intercontinental belts and give it a different name. I don't know what you would call it, but those two titles need to be merged as well.
So initially, a while back, I stated something about day one being a night of unification.
Well, I think that the timeline got out of hand way too fast for them to actually go for that. It could, the way SmackDown was playing out, because fuck Raw, the way SmackDown was playing out, all things were pointing towards just that. It could have been just 4 unifications, and somehow, some way, the shit went off the rails. And I don't know where or why or how it happened, but it went off the rails, and then it didn't make sense anymore. Now it's making sense.
Somebody in the back decided it wasn't a good idea once Big E won to unify the belts. Because Big E, despite what people are saying, as a transitional champion, was effective. And that's the problem. And they couldn't figure out how they were going to get that other belt without putting Brock involved in it to get it to a unification. So they hot-shotted Brock.
I must say, Big E might be the first circumstantial transitional champion we've seen. Because
in this era,
I honestly think that he should be up against Bobby Lashley for the title, and Bobby wins this weekend with Brock nowhere in the picture other than trying to torment Roman Reigns, which we know we're going to get next week.
Still be beating the crap out of each other from day one,
right?
By themselves. They should have tore the house down at day one on one. None of that 4-way crap, none of that 5-way crap. Just 1-on-1, and those two get to the end of it. And then they come back and they double down on it. But they didn't do that. And here we are. If you wanted Brock versus Bobby, you had it in your head. All you had to do was let Bobby beat Big E and let Brock beat Roman. And then at WrestleMania, champion for champion, I want your title. We're going to find out who's the best.
Well, we're going to find that out probably as soon as right after Saudi, after the Elimination Chamber. So that said, for your WWE Universal title, the Tribal Chief, your champion, and the head of the table. And by the way,
have you acknowledged him today?
I have twice now.
Amen. All right.
Petty, have you acknowledged your Tribal Chief today?
No.
Ooh.
Blaspheme.
No.
Stone him. Boot this man.
My champion has a ponytail.
Rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Saskatchewan Mountains.
Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins for the Universal title, brother versus brother, quote unquote. Petty, who ain't gonna win?
Seth Rollins
praying at the altar of the South Dakota Pi May.
Yeah, I study at the monastery in the middle of South Dakota. What do you mean?
What I hope not to see is a repeat of WrestleMania 31 when this is all said and done.
Oh no, the rundown.
Yeah, I don't want to see the rundown from another competitor that was involved in that.
Is so random. Like, who even has? No, Big E is the only one that would have done it because he had to. He already did his rundown.
There's no briefcase in circulation,
right? Yeah. But check this though. You can't tell me a rundown from South Dakota Pi May during this match wouldn't be fitting, especially if he already wins the match, and considering we're in the damn dome with 40,000 people in attendance.
Do you see how useful the Money in the Bank briefcase would be right now.
Right now.
Versus you trying to shill it for a ratings boost because Big E told everybody he was going to cash in.
Oh,
right
man.
now.
Play the long games.
Casting in. Woo! You understand me?
You could have removed Big E from storylines and television to make people forget about him and have him be used with that briefcase right now.
Like, what
Watch
if you...
what I'm about to say.
Okay.
There's a rundown that could happen, and they haven't brought it up.
Oh, we've already talked about this, Jules. Coming soon.
Technically,
Coming soon to this.
There's two.
Well, hold on. Coming soon to this conversation because we're not done with this. You know who ain't gonna win.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I guarantee you, your person that you're talking about is about to get name dropped.
So, like, what if Big E still had the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then how the scuttlebutt is going, like he's one of the people considered to be the winner of the Royal Rumble? What if you had that double distinction where you could pick a champion and then you still have a briefcase to cash in on another? You could
know how many? Go ahead. No, do it.
You could actually execute your unification, and nobody would see it coming.
The person who would be the most fitting for this in terms of history and for opportune spots like this would be like 2008 Edge.
Oh,
he's the only person with the balls to do some dumb shit like have the Money in the Bank briefcase. Win the Royal Rumble.
The other person is a little bit older, and he's in AEW right now. There's another person that could have pulled this off.
You talking about Jericho?
Oh, yes.
No, they already gave him that. They gave him that distinction as being the first unified champion.
As being the first unified champion.
Yeah, so I'm out on that one.
I'm not saying I mean in his prime. I'm not talking about like
he might tear nowadays he might tear his quad running down the goddamn ramp.
Right, but you have to keep in mind, even in his prime, that was circumstantial, the fact that he was the first unified champion. And then like you go back and look at like in 2010, you realize, oh shit, he literally did wrestle everybody. And then in 2019, you look back and be like, he's in New Japan. Oh shit, he really did wrestle everybody in his career. That's not something that was that you noticed as it was happening in real time. You had to look back for that.
In real time, it was Jericho winning against The Rock and Austin in the same night. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, what?
Yeah. There was absolutely no way that any of that shit you're talking like not to discount you, but like no, Jericho. No, the only person that would have been able to pull this sleazebag shit off would have been Edge.
It cannot always be the sleazebag. Sometimes the unexpected guy needs to be able to do something smart.
You know who would be super unexpected right now, though? You know what I'm saying?
Who that?
Right now.
Who that?
Because he's been so far away from the championship picture for a while and quietly hanging out with Matt Riddle.
Randall Keith, yeah. Good old Randall Keith.
He's a big enough sleazebag to pull that shit off too, especially at home. When
I talk about unified champion, unified champion. Yeah, I would pay to see it.
And Randy,
few people left on this roster that you would trust.
And Randy,
I trust him.
And Randy Two Belts is definitely trustworthy.
Shout out to Matt Riddle with calibrating his scale. Like I calibrate my scale, the weight stuff, like ounces.
A triple beam reference live on Raw.
Randy giggling with his eyes closed and shit.
Yo,
damn well Matt Riddle ain't measuring or weighing shit. He just rolling it.
Look, eyeballs in a bag. That's it.
I don't give a fuck how many nuggets is in this joint.
Matt got a little bread. Matt ain't doing that. Matt's pre-roll, man. Like,
nah, Matt's a hippie. Eyeballs in a bag. That's it.
Matt stuffing raw cones.
Matt may have a community bowl on the table. Swap who ain't gonna win, man.
Sugar bowl of cocaine.
Right. Swap who ain't gonna win.
Who ain't gonna win what?
the Chief versus freaking.
From what I've read, is some bullshit in the midst. I'm gonna side with my I'm gonna say the tribal chief will be victorious, so Seth ain't gonna win. But I've read shit to the contrary that I don't like.
Well, stop reading shit. So we shall see. The only caveat to this is the Usos are banned from ringside. What I didn't understand was
every day you don't learn, you die. A little more.
if Rollins was about to curb stomp, who was one of the Usos, and why would Roman come in and hit Rollins to keep his cousins away from ringside, as opposed to hitting one of his cousins to make sure he won the match, or that they won the match by disqualification?
What happens in Stanford stays in Stanford. Because I'd have gut punched.
I'm sorry. I'm applying logic here. Let me forgive myself.
What are you doing? Like,
you just supposed to gut punch your cousin and then walk him to the back.
Guy that's not on your team. What do you mean? This has been the same for 38 years. Like it's this ain't no different.
So the smartest motherfucker on TV for the last 2 years all of a sudden had a brain fart.
Hey, that's the guy that's going up against my cousin.
Hey, wait,
that's the shit I don't like.
In the same episode where he shunned shade from his opponent while his cousin took it.
Like,
on the same episode. Like that.
Like, that's the shit I don't like.
I let my hatred get the best of me.
Oh, man.
I had to.
The man who outsmarted Paul Heyman on television all of a sudden doesn't know, hey, I can just get out of this if I hit one of my cousins who I've been beating up for the last year anyway.
And what happened? And speaking of, what happened to the love triangle that was Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar? What happened to that shit? That shit was
need you to focus on the fact that Paul Heyman is with.
Yes,
with
we have
the
to establish
now.
We have to establish that Paul is somewhere else.
Abandoned shit. Shit.
We'll reapply the logic about them all having that lovers quarrel. We'll address that the Friday after.
No. My name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning. Come on, man. Defending. It's not a tribal chief.
I want you to make sure you DVR that for the rest of the road to WrestleMania, because I have a feeling that after that it's not gonna apply very much.
Shit's gonna change, fam. I got a feeling about that too. All right, so
the undisputed. Like that's
so here's for the fun shit. Now, this one's not gonna be as fun as we thought it was gonna be initially, but let's run it down anyway. The Women's Royal Rumble, as it sets right now, there are 21 entrants, 3 of which are quote unquote free agents. Well, technically 6 of which are free agents.
Okay.
Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Summer Rae. So that leaves 15 that are already on rosters.
Did you name Lita?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you said Lita.
Got it.
So we got 15 that are on rosters. Mm-hmm. And by rosters, I mean one of them being Mickie James, your Impact Knockouts champion. And then we have 15 more, not including the 6 that I just named off. So basically we need 9 to fill this this out. So as far as those that are announced, the 6 I just named off: Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, TR-ASH, Dana Brooke, Carmella.
Damn it, bro! That's I like that. Queen, that's right up there with the Hurricane.
Queen Zelina, Tamina Snuka, Shotzi, Natalya, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, Chick Flair, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan. Now, do we see a winner out of these?
Nah. No, you don't.
Wait. Bex has the belt, right?
Big time Bex has the Raw title.
Who got the other belt?
Chick Flair.
Chick Flair got the other belt, and she's still in the.
she put herself in the match. She put herself in the match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unification. Chick Flair wins.
No.
She hasn't won one yet. And you do know she gets what she wants when she wants it. You know all that other heat, air quotes, from beefing with Bex and the whole locker room don't fuck with Charlotte. Yada, yada. I'm still out here
winning. Is Ric Flair. And I come from a pedigree unlike any you've ever seen.
At this point, you won't hear his name again. The only thing you hear is like, you know who I am. That's all you're gonna hear.
I kind of want Charlotte to win just so I can hear her cut the promo. Hit it one time for us, Wood, with a tear.
With a tear. If
I just want her to cut that promo.
Moment of my life.
Yes, I want her to win, and Kayla Braxton interviews her in the ring, and she cuts that exact same promo.
And you gotta have Paul back there too. You gotta have Paul for no reason. Just have him back there.
And then he gotta say that smugness. You know, I've always been a fan of yours. I've watched you from afar. I love it. Love what you do. I'm a big fan of your father. I love you. You're amazing. Go and beat people's ass.
And then when they ask her who she's going to challenge or who she's going to choose the face of WrestleMania, she says, I'm taking the night off. Kiss my ass.
Out of here. On the women's side of the Royal Rumble, we have 9 entrants that need to be filled. Number 1 of those 9 probably coming in at the number 29 spot or 28 spot, because it definitely won't be the 30 spot if they actually secure enough Baggington for Ronda Rousey, which will be 2 of the 9. Asuka. So we've got Asuka coming in. Who else do we have coming in?
Bayley.
Yes, definitely Bayley. Now
I will say if what the speculation is true and they've secured Ronda Rousey, that's the beginning and the end of this conversation.
Yeah, Ronda is the answer at that point.
Ronda will be a mystery entrant. She'll be the winning entrant, and she'll be entering WrestleMania and probably main eventing night one.
Ronda Rousey is coming in there with her head down and a cap on like Cena did at the Rumble when he came in Madison Square Garden.
That was 2008. We talked about that.
But real life, peep this. If let's say they do land Ronda Rousey, what's the chances of your air quotes unification weekend being Ronda Rousey in a basically a sequel to the triple threat match from before?
I hate that idea.
But you know they're trying to sell shit too.
Not only are they trying to sell shit, there's going to be a story there about the lack of legitimacy for that pinfall because they've never shown the replay, and Charlotte got muzzled talking about the shit.
Because that's why I say Ronda winning, the real match is with Becky. Whether she picks Charlotte or not, the actual match and the story is with Becky, which means Bianca Belair will be in the pre-show of WrestleMania.
She'll be in catering.
She'll be in Bayley's role from last year.
I don't want that
bad
for her.
comedy skits all around.
I don't want that for her. I want her to come out there and slap somebody in the face and be like, "Bitch, I go in."
Every huge name they bring back as a woman is just one more person they're gonna put in front of Bianca Belair.
All right.
I mean, "Bitch, I go here" should be her tagline. Just slapping all of them in the background, just slapping everybody, and they won't let her do it. And I don't like it at all. But Ronda Rousey for the win.
All right. Yep. So we got Asuka, Bayley, Ronda Rousey. I'm gonna add Raquel Gonzalez.
They need somebody to throw people.
I think Raquel Gonzalez got some shit going on with her contract. I don't think she's gonna be there much longer.
And her boyfriend gone, so she gonna leave too.
Yeah, that's weighing heavy. You know, when your old man's Adam Shearer out here running around with EC3, like, I mean, what you
actually.
you still there for now, and they need bodies. They literally need bodies.
I mean, you under NXT contract, you gonna be in a Mandy gonna show up in the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mandy Rose.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Whoops, sorry about that.
I mean, yes. No, it's good for Khan because Khan is waiting on Raquel's fucking contract to be up so he can add some more.
He needs somebody to fight Jade Cargill.
Dead ass.
Ain't nobody finna beat Jade Cargill. I love Jade Cargill, man.
Boy. Yes, sir.
Like, yeah.
Electronic high five to you, sir.
She is that bitch.
It is that bitch show.
You please save her a parking spot. Thank you very much.
Oh man.
Up front, right by the doorway.
She's invited to the function.
So we got 5. We need 4 more. Do we keep the door open?
Victoria?
No.
Although I'm not mad at it, like where's the allure at this point? Like, does
need people that they recognize,
Melina,
that they'll clap for.
That I
heard that one already.
Yeah, there's one right there. I like Melina more than I like Victoria, so I'm going to say Melina.
Remember a couple weeks ago I told you I had read about 2, and that was one of them.
Yeah, so
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
See, I purposely
need to come back.
I purposely been staying away from things, but Melina I like, and that's like that simply because of what we've seen from her here locally. Let me see here. Let me see if I can reach into my bag here. Here's an interesting one. I don't know, like, just for a Rumble, it would definitely bring some conversation to the table. But just for the Rumble, how about Tessa Blanchard?
Not a chance.
Nah,
no chance. No chance in hell.
In hell,
they not finna put her on TV and not be able to cash out on her. Like,
and make sure, and she might not show up. Nah.
She fuck around going to business for herself.
The nerve, man. The nerve.
No.
You come out here with that bat if you want to. It's a couple chicks
wouldn't it be
real quick.
Wouldn't there, if I can show up the same day and be backstage and not come out as a person?
I could say some shit between rehearsals and the motherfucking Rumble to get my ass tossed.
Oh man.
Oh, Trish Stratus.
I don't see why not.
Why not? Especially since she's been doing
leader back.
She been she been doing booty poses.
You get a Trish and Lita standoff in the middle of the Rumble.
Well, so here's what I think is going to happen. I think Trish comes back to eliminate Lita to set up a WrestleMania match between the both of them.
I don't need to see that in 2022.
I don't care about that.
Who
Lita look like?
Who are we dealing with?
Auntie-ish when she came.
How many women's matches are you expecting to put on this 2-night WrestleMania card? That's the.
I mean, we
Evolution.
We're going to have 30 matches, so let's go with that.
WrestleMania?
Watch between 2 nights.
First and foremost, I think we are over the point of having WrestleMania be 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, that shit ain't working no more.
Let's give us the meat. It's fine. We not.
Pause.
Or as CM Punk would say, night 4 of a buy one get one free.
Man, if fucking Wrestle Kingdom's in 3 nights, like, we're going in the wrong direction. Like,
right?
Look,
scale back.
Like, look, at this point, give us about 7 good matches that don't last an hour.
Now, what you can get is Lita and Trish Stratus as tag team champs. They can have a tag team title match at WrestleMania. There you go. Put them against whoever. It'll be a good payday for Carmella and Zelina.
Don't they have the tag belts right now?
They do.
Then let Trish and Lita do the job then.
You feel me? I want Trish and Lita to go over because that's some shit like, that's a good trivia question.
I mean, what they gonna do? Drop the belts the next night? Are they coming back full time?
Nah, I doubt it. I mean, but they have Legends deals, so it doesn't matter.
Right. There's WrestleMania Backlash ain't gonna be but 3.5 weeks later.
So we need 2 more. Unfortunately, we don't have any names, so
we don't have, I mean, what? At this point, you just pulling chicks from other promotions.
Yeah, because you're not going. I mean, what? Let's see, is Jack?
Well, I wish that door was open because Jade could show enough come into the Royal Rumble.
They're definitely not letting Jade Cargill come in the Rumble for a couple of reasons. One, Jade would bring that belt.
Yeah. Jade ain't not gonna bring that belt. Jade gonna bring the belt and hold that bug right. Yeah.
And she's talking about going in for business for herself. There's no better money than the money that was initially invested, and Tony Khan would give her a bonus payday if she went into business for herself, just because he's a fan.
Just Dallas, Texas native Miss Jacqueline.
Why not?
I mean, y'all.
Why not? Miss Texas, yes. Jacqueline can get that. Yes, she will be in the Rumble. I like that idea.
Honestly, I think what they really gonna do is take the 1 night only approach and try to get chicks they got rid of the same year to be in the Rumble. Which means if you gonna get a Dallas, Texas native, her name is gonna be Ember Moon.
Nope, not a chance. She ain't she ain't coming. She not even gonna be in the building.
Oh, Paige.
Oh, you think she comes back?
Hey. That's nice.
She's been active online lately too. She's been out here beefing with Sonya Deville.
That's your biggest name too. That's your biggest name. And actually, you know what?
That's your edge pop right there.
Well, truth be told,
dead ass.
Truth be told,
on this day,
you get. Let's get rid of Miss Jacqueline and replace unfortunately and replace her with. I said that from the gate. And replace her with Sonya Deville. Because Sonya Deville needs to be there because of Naomi. That's going to set up a Mania match, unfortunately.
Cool.
Let's see here.
If Rousey's there, she's the winner. If not, feel like it should be Bayley.
Yeah.
Chick Flair's in the mix. All type of bullshit can go on.
I feel like if Rousey doesn't come, Chick Flair wins the Rumble. If Rousey's there, Rousey wins hands down.
There's actually more intrigue around the women's Rumble that is incredibly short staffed than figuring out who the men's winner is going to be. That's sad.
It really is sad.
That's a sad turn of fucking events.
Because that means certain people are not there for people to care. You're not gonna elevate nobody new at the Rumble,
which used to be
that was the case. That was it.
That's been
ain't nobody new to elevate. Like when you look at the men's Rumble, who is there to elevate? Like
whose fault is that? That is the fault. That is the work of Nick Khan.
Khan! There you go.
Now,
deep fried southern smothered ass.
Now, if we keep it moving here for the men's side,
okay,
let's see what we got popping off here. Because I had a question about the whole graphic for this year's Royal Rumble, which I'm about to confirm that answer here without looking at the graphic. As it sits right now, your only special entrant is Johnny Knoxville. And there are 22 entrants, including him.
1999 just called. They want their shit back.
All of it. And the fact that you the fact that you have what's my man's name? Eric Andre as part of your Jackass crew now? Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. 22 out of 30 men's competitors have been announced. One of which is Johnny Knoxville. There are no forbid. It actually does. It's one of 30. So
no, I'm saying we know he doesn't count. He's not gonna win.
Well, he counts because he occupies value real estate, which is a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Who that?
Johnny Knoxville.
Man, get that old fucktard up out the paint. What I want is for somebody to lock Johnny Knoxville in a closet and
take his spot.
Yeah. And I feel like he would be game for that.
I feel like Ridge Holland is going to take that shillelagh and threaten him and take his spot in the Rumble.
Man, if that's not the spot for Edge right there, boy. Douchebag.
I don't want this to happen, but I think I know who's going to win.
All right, hold on. Please save it because we haven't mentioned him yet. Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Sheamus, Damian Priest,
Final Four.
AJ Styles, also Final Four, Big E, Happy
Final
Corbin, Four. Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Omos, Randy Orton, Matt Riddle, Chad Gable.
He's in the Final Four.
Otis, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode. Now let's fill out.
Omos is in the Final Four.
Let's fill out these last 8.
He ain't there yet. Final Four for Omos.
Yeah,
he'll be in there.
Nah.
They're going to, and mark my words. They're going to make Omos, but not in the way you think. Omos is going to break Kane's record in the Final Four. He's probably going to break Roman
Not this year. Not this year. Here's the problem.
That's the spot for him, the Diesel spot of 1994.
I mean, I don't understand why it's not. It's the only spot that makes sense in this whole thing.
He would probably have the most eliminations this show, but not all time for one show. That's Roman with 13. That said, well, I'm sorry, that's Space Ghost with 13.
I
Roman
thought
had
that was
12.
Space Ghost.
It's Space Ghost with 13. So that said, he's going to be like every other Giant and every other Royal Rumble, every other Battle Royal.
Everybody going to gang up.
He'll be eliminated by 10 people, and then he'll take 9 out with him.
There you go.
So that might be how he gets close to a record, is the fact that he's going to take. I think he's going to take a bunch of people out with him. Yeah, and get credited for it.
He gonna mash on some people. He gonna walk through like some of the undercard, and then people are gonna gang up on his ass, and then that'll be it. He makes Final Four. You can't justify him not winning.
Yeah, you can.
No, the optics are gonna look too different. If the previous 25 or 26
don't get him out of there.
Yeah, the previous 26 couldn't do shit with him, no matter how many people ganged up on him. 3 people at the end are not gonna. It's not gonna make sense.
This is Vincent's universe.
Look at the like you said, the aesthetics of Omos though. He's the largest 7-footer we've seen this side of Giant Gonzalez.
Right.
So anybody that's in that we've talked about in the Final Four, not named Randy Orton, it's going to look like they're out of their league. They need to
like they do not belong.
They need to jump over the top rope and eliminate their goddamn self.
I miss Santino for that reason.
You see how they abandoned this Omos AJ Styles program? It's because Omos ain't quite ready.
And AJ's now a face, and he shouldn't be. All because of the whole shit down in SmackDown on NXT.
AJ's a face because they don't like the dude from NXT. That's fine. What you want to do? Stay a heel?
AJ a face because he out here shining on people. You see what he got in with Austin Theory? I know.
Austin Theory was like, you know what, you got that one, big man. Because I sure thought AJ was about to go down.
No gas.
Had him like Baby D. Hey, AJ Styles a bad motherfucker.
And Theory was sweating. Austin, I mean, AJ,
he got all the year 2000 moves. when he Pele kick, motherfucking glitter shootout.
That phenomenal form.
Oh man. But AJ was going through a greatest hits mixtape on that funk ass boy.
Say man, look, I thought Austin Theory was gonna die in the ring. I ain't gonna lie. He looked gassed. He was sick. I thought Waller was gonna do the same thing. Waller looked sick too. He was like, man,
that might be AJ's thing. AJ may be the marathon man going forward.
First and foremost, I don't understand why we haven't seen more of it. AJ for 60 minutes against somebody, man. That's money. You can print that.
So like I said, we still have we still got to fill really 8 spots, but the number is 7 because we already know who one of them is going to be. So let's run those down. So first off, Forbidden Door. Do we get Cody?
No.
Nah.
Cody ain't never coming back. Y'all still using my daddy name for a tag team turn.
I mean,
y'all want to stop using my daddy name? I might come back and do something for you. But until you stop using my daddy name, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
It's a lot of people who are out of work right now with ROH on the rebuild. I would love to see them boys pop in, but they're
no, that definitely.
You out your damn mind.
These walking liabilities? No.
The only way you're gonna see them boys at a WWE event is if they post a picture of them for security to not let them in.
Right. Or they got dim contracts, and that ain't finna happen.
And they will never offer dim boys dim contracts because you can't control dim and they mouth.
Nope. Most likely to say fuck on national TV.
Right behind John Moxley.
There you go.
Who did?
National TV. With the live mic in front of the camera.
And I would have said him until that happened. Because they have mentioned him twice on one program by the name Mox, so that would have been.
Oh, they mentioned him by Mox.
Seth Rollins out here playing with house money and shit. Saying Mox, I say, oh, he comfortable in his position.
Ain't nobody gonna fire me.
And of course,
ain't nobody gonna fire me.
But Pat McAfee's the worst with that one. He has the ultimate fuck you card.
Yep. You know what? Pat McAfee should be in the Rumble.
Yo, I'll put his name. I'll put him down. Pat McAfee. That's a good one. That's a good one.
If not McAfee, Corey Graves. You know,
Corey Graves is definitely on the list.
Corey Graves got cleared to wrestle, which is crazy.
Yup.
What about Scrap Iron? You think he'll hop in the Rumble?
Nah.
Scrap said, "I'm chilling." Let's see, who else can we get in? So we need 5 more. We need 5 more.
You know that boy William got matches left on his deal, right?
That's the one.
Huh?
That's the one I've been waiting on. Willie G.
Yeah, Willie G got matches left on that deal, famo.
That's the name. That's the name we hadn't said yet. I've been avoiding saying because I don't want to see him.
Say his name at all. That ain't.
Hey, that's your man's though. He gonna be there. You think
need to be there?
You think he won't be number 30?
Here's the problem. If he's number 30, he's gonna win.
He got to be like number
8. Go
18.
off for the next 3 months.
He said if he's number 30, he gonna win. You think?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's not necessarily true because he had a number 30 once he came up short.
That's right. That is absolutely correct.
That's not a guarantee. However, I mean, if he's there, you got to look at him as a possibility to win just because of all the players involved. Big E absolutely wants a match with Goldberg. They've been teasing it with Roman Reigns since WrestleMania 36, and him and Lesnar have done business. So I wouldn't go off because I don't have any faith in Stanford right now. So whatever they do is whatever they do. But he's as good of a choice as a winner as you have available because you're trying to sell tickets with names instead of substance.
Speaking of, John Cena.
Absolutely.
Especially with him having this heat rock of a show on HBO Max right now, that it's a power move.
And for all the same reasons I just said about Willie G. They need names. He's gonna put in good. He can finally have his confrontation with Finn, and he has good business records with everybody who's in a position of power.
Well, if we just throwing names in the hat, go get Dwayne.
No,
anyway. So his schedule way too busy, and you ain't finna write that check just yet. If you gonna write that check for him to show,
I wrote the check and I gave the storyline.
Survivor Series 2015.
To fight my little cousin.
To Survivor Series 2015 and WrestleMania 32 completely shot that to shit. There's no way we see Rocky right now.
Yeah, you got to get insurance on him.
You do.
You got to take insurance off of him.
Yeah, you got to pay somebody else's policy and put insurance on it.
Yeah, you got to take insurance off of him to get him in the ring right now. So the Royal Rumble, even though it's probably the most protected spot he could possibly be in, no, because he was in a protected spot and tore his damn tricep off the bone.
Oh, when he tore all of his abdominals.
I mean, but that comes from the hearsay.
Oh, not tricep. That's right. It was the abs. That's right.
Yeah, when he pulled his whole goddamn ab off his skeleton.
The rib damage that he got years ago.
So we got
all
four.
I'm saying is you're not paying him for this shit. Now if you say he shows up at the end of WrestleMania to kind of foreshadow what's going to happen at 39 in Hollywood, absolutely. But right now,
I just don't. So when you say Cena, unless Cena then got back into I can whoop anybody in this locker room's ass shape, I don't want to see John Cena in the world.
Have you seen Peacemaker?
I've seen Peacemaker, but he was the same size in Peacemaker that he was when he came back to fight.
You're going to get the same John Cena you got at SummerSlam. Those days of him being ultra swole are over.
Yeah, that 265 Cena out of here. That cruiserweight Cena, that's all factual now.
I do not want Shawn Michaels Cena. I don't want Shawn Michaels.
But that's all you're going to get, and he going to have a comb over. So what you going to do?
Right. What is this?
With the spray.
He going to spray.
Why are you here?
He going to comb his shit backwards. He ain't going to get no tan. He going to put on his motherfucking wristbands and his jorts. Hey, you gonna have to love it, baby. If we got Willie, we got to have John C.
Never said I wanted Willie G back. This is one I didn't even think about him coming back in it.
Johnny C, baby.
I don't want no damn Johnny C.
Johnny C.
Motherfucking blue, come through like a blues singer. Johnny C, oh you bitch.
In the hits. I got all the hits for you.
The You Can't See Me tour.
I know all about Miss
Come see Johnny C when he hits your city.
Right.
Who else? We need four more. We need four more.
Four more. Who?
Is there anybody out there?
We got to make a final decision on this Forbidden Door entry, or how many we gonna get.
I don't think we get a guy.
You think we get Young Max?
Oh yes. Ooh. I do. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. Yeah. I think Young Max does pop in.
Young Max is the best option because it serves so many different masters.
He's been capping so much on the E.
Yep.
He's been caping for AEW.
I don't think he'd do the job
while capping for the E.
That's the beauty.
It's a battle. And you can't trust him to come in and do business the right way.
That's the whole point. That is the
so
whole
point. So
point.
why would I put you on my product knowing I can't trust you?
No.
If you know you can trust him because he's playing for a bag later.
He's the ultimate. He's the consummate professional. Yeah, he's the consummate professional, and ultimately, like he knows that the E is looking at him. Why would you go into the E with this opportunity and go into business for yourself? You wouldn't. Because people like Orton will mollywop you on purpose,
right? And then you going in there basically on Bruce Pritchard's permission slip.
Yeah, you have a hall pass. You have a hall pass.
Yeah, you got Bruce Pritchard's hall pass, so you might as well play ball because 2024 ain't that far away. That's the best pick. Now watch it not be that guy.
Watch it not be that guy.
Watch it be Jericho and motherfuckers try to sing Judas. Hey,
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Do we get Jericho?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I don't want it. I don't even like it.
You know what? You know what I want? I want Jericho to come in, sing Judas, and as soon as he gets to the ring, he is speared and eliminated by Goldberg. That's what I want.
The Santino spot. I wasn't ready.
Since we bringing back 2003, let's go all the way in. I want shit fucked up. I want chaos.
All right, so we got McAfee, Graves, Willie G, Cena, MJF, Y2J. We need 2 more.
Is Reggie in the Royal Rumble?
No. There we go. Reggie and R-Truth.
There you go.
Bitch, please. Since we ain't got no tag teams, we ain't got no tag title matches. Okay.
Reggie's in the Royal Rumble because we need spots that Kofi and John Morrison used to do, and Jeff Hardy would do. But Reggie can actually do them there.
But check it though. So we talk
more of them.
We talk about this in the actual Greatest Royal Rumble show that we have after this. Kofi's spot started in 2012, so we're at 10 years of spots. Who better when Morrison's not there to introduce some wild shit than Reggie? Good call.
Hey,
Good call.
I said it because I meant it.
Yeah, so Reggie's not there and R-Truth isn't there. We got to get R-Truth there. We got to get him there. Even if he's
not there.
Truth just turned 50s. You got to put him in the Rumble.
Truth gonna come in there.
This is last year.
No, this is what's gonna happen to Truth. Truth is gonna enter the Rumble with a ladder.
Yeah.
He's gonna put it in the middle of the ring, climb up to the top, and realize there ain't no belt above the ring. My bad, y'all. And then he's gonna eliminate himself, and that's that. There's your Truth spot.
Okay.
Thanks.
thanks for the memories there, Truth. We appreciate you.
Are we confident everybody who's listed on this graphic is actually going to make it into the Royal Rumble? Because I feel like some of these people getting jumped.
Give me the graphic.
I ain't got it.
No, I'm saying like
ain't nobody on the graphic.
That's what I'm saying. No, there's a caveat or there's
ain't nobody on the graphic.
No, there's a silhouette. There's a graphic that's on Monday Night Raw the last 2 weeks, and there's a silhouette in the back corner of it. And but there was not 30 people on the graphic. It was in the 20s, but it was
Royal Rumble graphic that I'm looking at got Becky.
No, that's not the one. There's one that has there's one that has just the men on it. Just like
I've seen it, but I ain't counted it.
Right. I know there was far less than 30 people on there.
You probably right. I'm wondering, since we ain't got no tag team title matches going on, like, so what the fuck are all these tag teams gonna do? Like, the Usos ain't gonna be in the Royal Rumble? Viking Raiders ain't gonna be in the Royal Rumble?
Yes, they are. They gotta be.
Alpha Academy ain't gonna be in the Royal Rumble?
Alpha Academy gotta be. That's 6 people.
No, the Alpha Academy are in the Rumble. We already named them off. Do I need to run down the names again?
What my dude, Main Event Jay doing? Like, what are we? It's that bullshit.
Apparently chilling.
Don't put my dogs in catering. Don't do that. And we can't get Jacob Fatu for shit.
Ever.
Nope. He ain't never coming in.
Perfect. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, shit. That looks like we have it rounded out. I guess the only thing we can do now is just wait and see and just be excited. Show at BrokenPistolBC.com.
Who you got as a winner though? Who's the winner?
Oh, I guess we need to
Oh, we do.
But before I announce my winner, show at brokenpistolbc.com, brokenpistolbc@gmail.com. That's at brokenpistolbc on all things social. At brokenpistolbc on what?
Everything.
Who's gonna win? Or who ain't gonna win? Who ain't gonna win? It's really hard to put this on anybody, but I really hate you for saying this, Suave, but Willie G, it's hard to put it on anybody not named Bill Goldberg.
Oh wow.
I didn't think it was gonna snowball the way it did, but I mean
that got out of hand
quickly.
Two appearances left, apparently, accordingly.
So what? Jeddah and WrestleMania?
Jeddah never counts. That's a different bag.
Yes, that's like when you order the entree and then you add an additional side.
So basically,
bacon.
WrestleMania
Jeddah is
Raw
bacon.
After Mania?
No, we're talking. We're talking. If he shows up at the Rumble, there's that. We don't have to get him at Mania, but the whole reason that you would want him at the Rumble is to get him at Mania. So there's your two. Jeddah is bacon. And if you really want to play a third one, you try to get him and Bobby back for SummerSlam.
Ooh, what if you want a complete fucking train wreck? John Cena versus Willie G at WrestleMania.
Oh, God.
It starts in the Rumble.
Who are you pissing off for this? Why are you doing this?
Because I'm sick of this shit. And if anybody's going to burn this shit to the ground, I want it to be me.
No, man.
You're
not going to get John Cena versus... Because somebody's going to actually get hurt.
So?
He's already been hurt one time. Like, I was perfectly fine with the way they wrote him off TV. So I hurt my leg. What? I was fighting Bobby Lashley.
Nope.
Bobby Lashley choked out my kid. I'm never going to be able to beat his ass.
Nope. Perfect. Nope. You signed him for these matches, so you honor them. So I'm giving you ways to honor these matches.
Perfect.
I want absolute chaos. I want John Cena, the greatest.
So now I gotta rebook Brock Lesnar because guess what? I still owe you a lump, fam. I'm gonna cost you this match with Brock Lesnar, and I'll see your ass at WrestleMania, and that's it.
Oh well.
So now Bobby gotta lose for the next 4 months.
No, because that's what we saw.
Said what I meant.
We saw that happen in the Big E really, really quick, and they had to put him on SmackDown just to make sure they recovered him.
I need Willie G versus either Cena or Big E.
You got Willie G versus Bobby at WrestleMania, and Bobby loses.
Absolutely not.
This is what you wanted. You wanted to bring him back. I didn't invoke him.
I'm just telling you who it need to be against. Bobby.
I'm telling you who it's gonna be.
Bobby already cheated death. Now fuck that. Now look.
But Bobby already cheated death. Bobby is losing this match.
Bobby cheated death twice. Bobby
still got to see Bill Goldberg. He choked out that man's son.
That's what Saudi was for. He cheated death twice.
Right.
He survived 2 matches with Goldberg and did not die. You're not going to do it a third time.
Marked safe.
But we are.
Marked safe. Petty Messiah, we appreciate you for hopping on with us this time around.
Had to do it, man. Had to do it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got the chance to be here. Look, the Forbidden Door is a real thing. You guys check me out on... I'm just playing. I love
y'all. Petty, who is your winner, sir?
Oh, the winner for the Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh no, he at home and he hurt. I'm gonna go with Randy.
Randall Keith
in St. Louis, huh?
Oh yeah.
You going for the cheap heat, huh?
I'm going for the good pop right here in Dallas, Texas.
There it is.
Oh man, that's good. That's a good deal. That's good.
Bang bang.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, put Mick Foley on the list for mystery entry.
Dude love.
Not after the whole Matt Cardona shit.
Hey, put Matt Cardona on that bit.
Hey, why you playing?
Put the Swole Mega Troll on there.
Here's a name that we ain't heard from that's possible that could show up there.
Who that there?
Swoverine.
Hey, that's
his
right.
His contract ain't up yet.
So
don't it end in it ends in February.
It don't matter.
Do you happen to know him to be on good terms with what's going on in Jacksonville? Because I don't.
No, I don't. But what I'm saying is,
I mean, how they gonna sue me?
If they're not using him and they call Tony, that would be something. Oh my, they can still drop AEW's name because he's still technically signed there, but he's not going to show up on Dynamite or Rampage or Dark in the next couple of weeks. So I mean,
I don't want anybody to notice that him and Chad Gable are the same height.
God damn.
All right, guys, it was good talking to you. I gotta get out of here.
All right, be safe.
Our greatest Royal Rumble starts right now. Yo, more often than not, we refer to the Royal Rumble as our favorite pay-per-view of the year, Christmas for the wrestling fan, and we talk about the shit we do for this culture and how we do it at a high clip. We about to do something that we haven't done before. We always do mixtapes. We always do tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, we do like GOAT talk. We operate at very high levels with the shit that we do. None higher than what we're about to pull off on this one right here. Swab, you ready?
I mean, I'm marked safe.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company pro wrestling podcast and radio show infused with hip hop presents to you the BPBC Greatest Royal Rumble.
It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. Not half a vibe, a whole vibe. Complete pie chart.
Here are the rules for our Royal Rumble. We compile the stats and the participants for every Royal Rumble except for a few.
If it happened in Saudi, it doesn't count.
That's correct. Saudi was a misnomer.
If there's more than 30 competitors in the Royal Rumble, we omit it.
Yeah, that was it was entertaining, but that's as far as it goes.
We are creating the greatest lineup of 30 superstars.
Now, in all fairness, women are not exempt, but the women's Royal Rumble matches are exempt.
Are they?
Uh-oh.
I thought that was a little sexist. I figured, hey.
No, but it's not though. It's about
inclusion.
That's interesting. So do we want to include the women's Royal Rumble matches in these?
I don't see why not. It's not going to make a difference in my list, but
this is why we make the rules. This is what makes us better than you, and you know it.
For the sake of inclusion, somebody else might put a list together and it looks different than ours. For the validity and flyness that my list has, it's not going to make a difference. However, I mean, to each his own.
Actually, you know what? It's actually going to make a difference on one or two of my picks, but they're going to be so far later down in the tally that it won't make a difference to the work that I've already done, and it actually may add to the drama that is this show. So
for those of you who want to play along at home, you're more than welcome to. Just know that Saudi, we don't count that. 40-man Royal Rumble, we don't count that. Everything else is included. If it's got 30 participants or less, because 1988 only has 20 participants,
which is the original,
which is the OG, and you can't sleep on the OG. Well, you can go to sleep off the OG, but you can't sleep on the OG.
This is a fact.
Bing bong. But yes, you're absolutely more than welcome to use 88 all the way through current day. Just omit Saudi, omit the 40-man Royal Rumble, and you can make your own list. You can tag us in them online. Tell them where they can find us online, please.
That is brokenpencilbc@gmail.com, short brokenpencilbc.com, and on all things social at brokenpencilbc on everything.
Straight like that.
Now,
more rules so you guys know. One, we are using, so for each number, you'll look at the corresponding Royal Rumbles. Once you make your selection, you'll put on your list that person's name and the year. Once you use that person, no matter what year it is, you cannot use that person again.
Ever again in the Rumble.
So okay.
and for more drama, we have 2 lists. One for me, one for Suave.
Yeah, we didn't come up with a combined list, so it's gonna be some debating going on about who's where and who's what. And I know we're gonna start off at number 1 with some smoke.
This is gonna be so fun. So fun.
Have we properly laid out all the rules for people?
I believe we have, as I'm getting my list together for the changes I'm going to be making on the fly. Our lists have been pre-compiled because this is a lot of work that came into this to make sure that we didn't duplicate, to make sure we had valid reason for the people that we have in the spots that we have them in. I'm not going to go into too much detail on a lot of them because they're pretty self-explanatory if you've been around us for the entire time or the majority of the 151 episodes that we have in the can, or if you've been watching since 1988 like we have.
Shout out to our reference site, prowrestlinghistory.com.
Man, there was a few, but that one for sure gets a pat on the back for their compiled knowledge. They're a couple years behind. I don't know what happened there, but
they're compiled all the way up through 2019. So 20 and 21 is something you have to go get on your own. Which is not hard to find.
Go find it.
Yeah, I mean it's 2 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like they've done a really great job of compiling. Another dope ass site that I found too that had information on here was just based off of, for just the winners, was itnwwe.com. That one also was a really dope one.
And just so you know, the criteria that we're using to select it would be if you won the Royal Rumble from that spot, that pretty much trumps all. Performance, meaning and we have where there's not really a winner at the number you're picking. Performance, eliminations, impact, and then at the end, it's your personal favorite.
Because there's a lot of numbers, believe it or not, that have not won, and some in the upper tier of numbers that have not ever won, which is
it's that same thing you see from the package that they used to run every year for Royal Rumbles, where it's Royal Rumble by the numbers, and they tell you, more people have won from this spot than ever. Nobody's ever won from this spot. They're only, they tell you how many winners, how many multiple time winners, all that type of stuff plays in.
And so we went through a combination of different sites to compile our information and our picks. But the prowrestlinghistory.com was the one that provided a lot of the backstory for what we went with. And I hate that one of the picks that I hate that she's not going to get, or one of the picks I wanted to bring in is not going to get any shine, but we'll talk about that. So without any further ado, Suave, I would like you, sir, to present your number 1 pick.
What a prevent defense.
Sorry. Your number 1 entrant, not pick. Your number 1 entrant.
My number 1 entrant, we're not going to waste no time, HBK 1995.
I like it, and I like it a lot. Here's
the first guy to ever enter at number 1 and win the whole thing.
Here's the problem I have with your number 1 pick.
Don't have no problems with my shit. Have some problems with your shit. What did you do? don't know.
I originally thought that this was cut and dry for me to have HBK at number 1 from 1996 for that very same reason.
95, 96 is a different answer.
95, I'm sorry, 1995. 1995. We'll get to 96 later on in the show.
Jennifer McCarthy sitting ringside, Pamela Anderson somewhere in the... No, actually, Pamela Anderson sitting ringside. Jennifer McCarthy ended up being the person to walk HBK to the ring at WrestleMania 11.
He was all the way outside with the hot trots. Boy. Just like in a time where you should not have been questioning sexuality, he made sure that you had nothing to question, and it was
and he was still questioned.
Man, so you have that one for your number 1 entrant. My number 1 entrant, the Beast Incarnate from 2020, Brock Lesnar.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost, coast to coast.
I mean, the only difference for me, what trumped it, he won.
So what made me, we'll get into the why later on, but what made me pick Brock in this position was the fact that he came in, the whole buildup was the fact that I'm going to walk in number 1 and beat 29 other people to get my way to WrestleMania to wrestle for the WWE Championship or the the Universal Championship at WrestleMania back in 2020. He made it to through the first 13. He eliminated a record 13 eliminations on his way to being eliminated by Drew McIntyre, and this was the last Royal Rumble before the COVID shutdown happened. No, I'm sorry. This was during the pandemic, wasn't it?
Nah, this was January. Pandemic kicked off in March.
That's right, 2020. Okay, yeah. No, I thought
Yes.
2020.
Don't overthink this. Yes.
I'm thinking 20. Okay, yeah, you're right. 2021 was the blur. So yeah, so 2020. So this was roughly 6 weeks before the shutdown. But this was when everything was going up in arms because this was in Houston. So yeah, there we go. All right, now number 2.
Rey Mysterio 2006.
Ooh, good one.
Ray outside.
Ray set a record at that time for 62 minutes and 12 seconds of being in the Royal Rumble.
Hey, man.
Actually have him as my honorable mention.
That's...
Just for conversation's sake, because you can't tell me that Vince McMahon in 1999 didn't show ass.
I don't get no fucks about that.
Hey,
that motherfucker left the ring and did commentary for like 10 picks.
You can't tell me that that was not greatness though. Like I'm not talking about how long he was in it, just the fact that he came in at number 2 and still ended up winning the thing at a time where he did not need to.
you out here right now feeding into that WWE logic of creative.
Hey, but listen, it's making.
I told you at the time for 2020, I didn't give a fuck about Lesnar walking down the first 15 people that came in the ring for his greater glory. We could have found something else to do with him.
We didn't care.
With fucking Vince McMahon at number 2. Like, yeah, that's cute. That's cute and all, but that ain't no real Royal Rumble performance. But like we said, to each his own.
Yeah, it's the entertainment factor of it all, and also the fact that we're on the same page, but at the same time we're on 2 completely different pens and sets of paper.
You feeding into that bullshit that they be giving us when they do those goofy ass swerves or like this will be entertaining. No, fuck that. Don't always try to entertain me with your version of entertainment. Give me combat sports.
Let's go with our number 3 pick because there's no disputing this one for either one of us.
Richard Fliehr, 1992. Started at number 3, ended up with the strap. Winged eagle, you bitch, with a tear
in my eye. This is the greatest moment of my life.
And there you have
it. Kids be damned. Marriages be damned. NWA World Heavyweight Championships be damned.
quick and easy, cuz. Quick and easy. As you can see, my first 3 are all winners. I try to keep a winner's mentality. It's gonna switch up though.
Yeah. Now, so honorable mention here for number 3. We talk about the loudest pop for a Rumble entrant. I can think of none louder than AJ Styles in 2016.
Alfred Jamal. Alfred Jamal Styles.
Anderson Jeffrey.
Ahmed Johnson Styles.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah. The letters fit. Make it happen.
All Java. all Japan. Who do we have for number 4?
I have The Rock from 1998.
Nice. I thought about that one. I got him somewhere else. We'll talk about that later on too. I got Cody Rhodes from 2012.
Do you?
Yeah. Cody came in and cut ass in 2012. He had a decent showing. He was playing with the Intercontinental Championship back around that time, and this was post was it Legacy? Was it what was the group he was with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase?
That was Legacy.
Yeah, so this is post Legacy. This is probably Dashing time. He had the porn star mustache, but he had a really good showing in that 2012 Royal Rumble. And so because Swab picked The Rock, he can't use The Rock later on.
Whereas, The Rock is out.
Whereas you can't have all winners because all the numbers weren't winners. So there's another one that wasn't a winner for me. So let's keep it going. Number 5.
Well, shout out to The Rock for he was eliminated by Steve Austin. This is 1998, but he put up a 50 piece as far as minutes in ring time.
Yeah, that he did do. And so that was you'll understand later why I didn't pick him there, but that was the one reason why I wanted him there is because he put 50 on the boards. That was one of the highest performances at that time, outside of Flair. And that was my Via. That wasn't The Rock.
Indeed, absolutely.
Number 5.
My number 5, Stone Cold Steve Austin from 1997.
Undisputed. That's exactly who I have.
That man put up, let's check out the ring time on this. Steve Austin put up 45 minutes as a winner. He's the first person to ever steal a Royal Rumble. Being eliminated by Bret the Hitman Hart.
So he thought.
No. He was really eliminated. Nobody saw it. Climbs back into the ring, eliminates everyone else, gets announced as the winner, and there's no reversal of decision. And for that reason, it's his coolest win ever.
But it's also his first win and his most meaningful. Win.
And this is before. Well, no. Typically, this would have been Steve Austin's trip to WrestleMania for the title. However, because of the creativity involved in the finish, this is how you got the In Your House Final 4 pay-per-view, and then this leads further off into Bret Hart, Steve Austin, to where we get our WrestleMania 13 basically GOAT match.
Yep, there you go.
Top 5 GOAT match.
Number 6.
Number 6 is gonna be tough. So
I only have one option, so I want to hear your honorable mentions.
I started with one person and then I kept looking and then I swapped it out. So my pick is Kane from 2001.
That's actually my pick too.
So that's when Kane set the elimination record.
11 eliminations in that match.
I mean, come on, bro. It's hard. And pause. It's super difficult to ignore Kane and his greatness for 2001 because I believe Kane comes in at number 5. I'm gonna get the actual stats on this. Kane comes in at obviously number 5.
2005. Let me see here. There it is. 2005.
No, number 6. Kane comes in at number 6. He is eliminated at 29. He is the last person there with Steve Austin. Put up a 50 piece in ring time, 11 eliminations. Can't beat that. The honorable mention I have comes from 1991.
Oh,
the model
Rick Martel. So Rick Martel was at number 6, I believe.
Didn't get eliminated. He was the 25th elimination and put up 52 minutes and 17 seconds. That was the original Iron Man of the Royal Rumble.
Interesting fact is that Rick Martel was in the later spots of the Rumble the next 3 years. He was at 25, and then back-to-back years was at 26. Rick Martel had a rocket on his back, and no one knew it. But keep in mind, this is right after the closing of the, or right around the preeminent shutdown of the AWA. At one point, he held the AWA World Heavyweight Championship, and was like he was more of a star at AWA on the top tier than he was in WWE. But Rick Martel was absolutely no slouch in the ring at all, as evidenced by his high seating in the Royal Rumble matches.
An Apollo legend.
Indeed.
Rick Martel.
Number 7. Who do you have?
Diesel from 1994.
Look at us. Same. I'm sure it's the same reasoning. Diesel in 1997.
1994.
I'm sorry. You're right. There's a 7 in this whole spiel here, but Diesel from 1994 was number 7 in the ring. He hit the ring for almost 18 minutes. It took 4 people to eliminate him, but he got 7 eliminations.
which at that time wasn't that the record for eliminations?
That was the record at that time. Yes.
If you set the record for eliminations, chances are you got a really good shot to make it on this list. So he basically what Lesnar did in 2020, Diesel started in 94.
Man,
it became a spot when you were trying to get the big guy over, or he was the guy who he wasn't gonna win, but you wanted to make him look super strong. That's the Diesel spot.
And so the number 3 spot that was there, one person who deserves to be in the conversation for number 3 that I forgot to bring up was Bianca Belair from 2020.
I see what you did there.
If you remember, Bianca Belair set the women's elimination record, and she also eliminated more in her first Royal Rumble than Diesel did. And the crowd was pissed that she didn't win, which set up her win for 2021.
Everybody was, and that's exactly how it happens. I understand plans are plans, and you try to go with what you go with, but sometimes you really do have to listen to the crowd in real time.
Indeed.
And I feel like that's a lost art in present day wrestling, regardless of promotion. AEW, WWE, just period. Listening to the crowd in real time about who they want and what they want. I think everybody could be well served to get better at that.
Who do you have for number 8?
Randy Orton from 2009.
I'm gonna go with you on that one as well. This one was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be because Randy's a multi-time winner. But the key is this is probably his most poignant victory. It set him up for co-main eventing WrestleMania 25 in Houston, which I was there for that match. A match in which you saw finishers from Triple H and from Randy Orton hit within the first 30 seconds of the match. And the match still lasted about 25 minutes.
I saw that, ain't we?
Yeah, no doubt. Randy only had 3 eliminations in that match, but it was only one of those eliminations that mattered, and that's number 29. So, that's my reason. Why would you have picked him at number 8?
Randy in 09. Well, he's the winner. So, I mean, that was kind of a dead giveaway. Put up 48 minutes and 23 seconds worth of ring time. Like I say, if you're the winner at that number that we're currently on, chances are
you got carte blanche.
Yeah, it's like a first round bye. You're just gonna be able to walk that down.
Right on. All right, so moving on to number 9 because that seemed to be easy enough. Who do you got for number 9?
9 was difficult. 9 is one of those times where I looked at the lineup, didn't look like you had a lot of wins there.
I don't think there were any wins at 9.
No winners, and then it's like, not a whole lot of just standout performances from the number 9 spot either. So this is one of those where you just go personal favorite or just whatever makes the most sense to you. I took Bad News Brown from 1990.
Damn, you know what? That's actually who my honorable mention because it was the last time you saw him in WWE, and then not long after that he passed away untimely. But I actually got Boss Man from 2000, the Big Boss Man. This is during the corporate ministry. He's like the security for the corporate henchmen, and it also somehow later on that year leads into feeding the Big Show his dog.
No, he fed Al Snow.
Al Snow. That's right. And then Big Show, he had the angle with Big Show's dad.
he drugged the Big Show on top of his father's casket. Air quotes.
But Boss Man was in his bag that year. But just because of name recognition, you need somebody who's that's going to be good for size comparisons and making it look hard in the ring. And Boss Man fits that bill. He had 3 eliminations and was also in the match for almost 23 minutes. Who we got for number 10?
Number 10, I'm going with Seth Rollins from 2019.
Synergy. Seth Rollins 2019 is your winner. A memorable moment though. I believe it was 2017. We had an influx of NXT talent to a degree, or people who we thought were worthy of coming to the main roster, which at that time was a call up. And let me check my numbers here, make sure that's the right match. But I believe it was the 2017 Royal Rumble. where at number 10 it was it was either this person or We Riot. The Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, now known to wrestling fans in AEW as Shawn Spears.
Whoopity damn.
Number 11, I'm taking Kofi Kingston from 2012. The reason why I'm taking Kofi at 2012 is because that was the moment that the birth of the spot. The first time Kofi hit one of those Royal Rumble moments was in 2012 when The Miz tried to eliminate him, and he pushed him down the stairs, grabbed his leg and pushed him up, and Kofi maintained a handstand and walked to the opposite corner ring steps and got back in the ring, feet never touching the ground.
All right, so for number 11, I have Dean Ambrose from 2014.
Okay. Anything notable?
Eliminated by Roman Reigns, so this is the first start of the tease of the Shield possibly breaking up.
Ah, that's right.
Also, Ambrose put in 30-piece at 33 minutes and 48 seconds of ring time. He's just one of the standouts from 2014, or just one of the standouts at number 11. Period.
Right on. And well, let's keep it moving with the number 12 then.
Let us do that. Number 12, RVD 2003.
Man, he's a hard one to go against. He's a very hard man to go against.
I mean, this is when RVD is like, this is in that
Mr. Monday Night.
It's this is like the era where everybody had him pegged to beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship, but Triple H wasn't jobbing to nobody.
Well,
Rob Van Dam is still.
Yeah, he was still Mr. Monday Night then, though. It says debatable.
Like we call him Mr. Monday Night because he coined that shit in like '97, but this is post Invasion. Post ECW closing,
everything's died down.
Yeah, RVD's just a WWE employee. So I mean, we call him Mr. Pay-Per-View, but I mean, come on, just Triple H put the roadblock up on RVD's shine in 2002, so he's still super over in 03. Well, no, 03 because that's when it's around that time Trips is really out here just acting a damn fool.
But also that's around the time where Trips had the double quads, right? Or the one blown quad, right? Because him going out helps elevate Angle and Cena.
So the first quad situation was like 01 during the 2-man power trip, and he comes back for the. Does he come back for the 03 Rumble? Hold up. We got this shit right in front of me. Why am I guessing? I just scroll up to 2003. The winner is Brock Lesnar. Triple H is the winner in 02. So, yeah, he comes back from the quad tear for 02. He's still a face. That's WrestleMania 18, so that's him versus Jericho. This is the following year, 2003, which is 19. And I don't fucking remember what he did at 19. Is 19 the match versus Booker T?
At Mania?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. WrestleMania 19 is yes. For the World Heavyweight Championship.
So yeah, that is 2003 is the Reign of Terror. The Reign of Terror - Rising.
I see what you did there.
He's beating everybody, not losing to anybody whatsoever. Kane was in a position where it looked like he could have been the champ.
2003 is when the GOAT talk started for Triple H, and it was one of those things where it was polarizing. Either you were on board with it, or you were just like, "Man, fuck, are they talking about?"
Oh yeah, this is when Flair's managing him. This is the precursor to Evolution. But yeah, RVD was as over as humanly possible, and just completely getting shut out on Raw. But yes, very much so, that he absolutely deserves this particular number placement. He put in over 30 minutes, came in at number 12. He was the 26th person eliminated, and yeah, I mean, it's Rob Van Dam. Why you gonna argue?
Yeah, I mean, you beg a nice case. I got RVD on my list, just not in this spot. For this spot, I have a returning, and no one saw this coming, but everyone appreciated seeing him because it's setting up for one of the most phenomenal runs for a comeback competitor to not have a lot of ring time post Royal Rumble, and it's still going on to this day. And that's the return of MVP. At number 12, I got MVP from 2020.
Okay, I can dig it.
Number 13, what you got?
The original winner of the Royal Rumble, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh,
that's exactly who I have too. There's no other question, nothing else to be said about it. He's a winner, and he's the first winner. If Duggan didn't make this list, something was wrong with both of us. Number 14.
14. I was split on this for a little bit. Pause. And I saw one guy on the list earlier, and I was like, okay, he's definitely it. Then I scroll down. Oh, there's a winner from 14. Sorry, I'm taking Shinsuke Nakamura 2018.
That's exactly who I have here as well.
Now, my honorable mention was my guy from 2008.
Yeah, and that was his last Royal Rumble match as well, correct?
I think.
Oh yeah, I'm almost positive that was his last Royal Rumble match. 2015. Who do you have?
Oh, 415. Number 15.
I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Let me buzz myself on that one. Yeah.
What are we doing here? Hit the buzzer for yourself.
Yeah. Okay, I do it 2 more times just because. Go ahead. Number 15.
All right. So for number 15, I'm going with Randy Savage from 1989.
Ooh, yeah. I like it. Go ahead.
The reason being for that's part of the precursor to what ended up being the main event for WrestleMania 5. Because they are the mega powers, and this is one of the things that kind of had them at odds, is that Hogan is the one who contributed to him being eliminated. So, Savage and his temper, shit got real. And yeah.
Yeah, really real.
Yeah, really real. Hogan is out here just eliminating everybody, friend, foe, whatever the fuck. Wait a minute. So now I'm looking at this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he's the first person that ever set the elimination record. Wait, is it?
No, he's not the first.
Shit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You talking about Savage?
Bullshit. No. Good try, Terry.
What
he eliminated 9
in 89?
In 89, he's got 9 eliminations.
Cause
count it.
Hold on, I'm going here now. Holy shit! He went on a tear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn.
You ever heard the conversation? You gotta feed the cash cow.
Well, I didn't pick him. I didn't pick Good Try Terry in this spot, nor did I pick Savage in this spot. So, which one are you going with first and foremost?
It's Savage from 89. I'm not changing.
You're not changing. All right, cool. All right. I'm taking Roman Reigns from 2014.
That's a good pick.
Roman Reigns in 2014 did not win the Royal Rumble, but he had what would become the emotional favorite activity when you come into a Royal Rumble and cut ass as a solo act and have a tear of eliminations in a row. Similar to the same reason why I got Brock at number 1 versus HBK. Roman came in, started eliminating people when you realized he was creeping up on, when he passed Diesel's record and was creeping up on Kane's record, you knew he was serious. When he passed Kane's record, now you wanted him to win, and he did not win that 2014 Rumble, unfortunately, which it didn't matter, because at the time you would have saved, I think, possibly, and that's maybe a conversation for another day, you could have possibly saved the agita that was him being force fed down our throats the following year, and Philadelphia winning, but that's neither here nor there. He still did. Go ahead.
I would say that's a testament to one very, very fickle fandom. Because if you were cheering this guy the year before to be the guy, you didn't want Batista to be the one, and the synergy around those 2 years back to back is that you're dead smack in the middle of the internet era where shit starts leaking and people start reacting and hijacking shows based on that. So the internet found out that Batista was the planned main event for WrestleMania. They said, fuck that, we don't like that. We want Daniel Bryan. If we can't get Daniel Bryan, we just gonna cheer for the person who's last versus the guy we don't want to win. The next year, same thing. Fans found out that we're gonna strap the Rocket to Roman's back because the front office liked him. And so they turned on him once they split. And then in that year, 15, everyone's cheering for Rusev to be the guy.
So
just because he's the last hope.
So let's talk about that. In that 15 Royal Rumble, you had Daniel Bryan at number 10, who was only in for 10 minutes. You had Rusev at number 15, who was in for 35 minutes, but Rusev made it to the final four. And then you also had Roman Reigns, who won it, and who was in the ring for just under 30 minutes. But like propensities and perpetuations, it was crazy, because we're watching what we don't want to happen, and so that's when the fans, and whether in attendance or at home, decided to be like, man, fuck this shit. But that's
because everybody who's there for. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, but I was gonna say that's neither here nor there. But everybody that was there was what now?
It's a situation like we've talked about the composition of a Royal Rumble pay-per-view as far as the audience is concerned. It very much like WrestleMania is a mix of international fans, local domestic hardcore fans, and the smart fans off the internet, as opposed to like a normal Raw or SmackDown where it's like dad and the family of four, or it's a little more family friendly, air quotes, environment, and probably way less expensive. This is a destination pay-per-view, so you get more of that international. You get more of a full scope of your audience type thing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you probably have more international. Well, it's probably the second highest international travel pay-per-view on their calendar next to WrestleMania.
Right, SummerSlam might be right there with it, but same thing. But this is more of your internet savvy crowd as opposed to your crowd, that your audience that just watches weekly TV. This crowd watches weekly TV, they follow stuff online, and they read dirt sheets. Air quotes, dirt sheets.
Outside
so they're
of
more
Go ahead.
I was like, they're more in tune to the stories and the rumors and the different reports about who's favored, who's in the doghouse, who might be, the front office pick to do good things. Like this year, it's Austin Theory. That's the report. So I don't expect the crowd to turn on Austin Theory for that, but it's going to be one of those things that plays into the Rumble when you see it. So same thing here. Once they figured out that, okay, we like this person, but they're picking this person. No, fuck that. So we've been telling people, like, look, if Chris Jericho is one of the Forbidden Door entries and people don't get to sing his song, they're gonna boo, not because they don't like Chris Jericho, but because you didn't give them what they wanted.
Yep, it's exactly why Ty Dillinger was cheered in 2017. It's exactly why MVP was cheered in 2020. It's like, don't just give me what we want, but make me feel like I earned, you earned my money. Make me feel like you earned my dollar.
Right. If I'm paying for it, I should be able to. Okay, where else are you gonna go and spend your money and have no say in what you're given? If you go to a restaurant and you pay for a steak and you order it medium well, and then they bring you a rare steak, you're gonna send it back, right?
Or if they bring you a hamburger, you're definitely gonna send it back.
You feel me? Like, you don't just get to give me what you want to give me. I paid for this. I paid for this film. So that's just kind of how that is. Like, there's no other time where you get someone tells you that you're gonna spend your money to participate or to watch or to be involved with this event, and you don't get to say anything about what it is you're paying for.
On the flip side, we can go on and on talking about what we can and what we can't get and what we do, what we don't want, and how it flips on you, and a la Daniel Bryan. But let's flip the script a little bit for the second half. I mean, although we did mix one of these up and have me jump first, I'll go ahead and take the first entrant.
Yeah, we
for the second half.
We hitting the Buc-ee's. We going through getting the snacks, and now Woods is gonna drive, and I'm gonna navigate from the. I'm a DJ from the passenger seat.
There it is. Make sure your playlist is hot and fire.
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
This is a fact. Number 16. I have Edge from 2021 as an honorable mention, simply because he was an unexpected entrant after being injured at the air quotes self-proclaimed greatest match of all time, greatest wrestling match of ever at WrestleMania Backlash in 2020. He returns to WrestleMania 2021 to win it. However,
that's crazy as hell. The greatest match ever that nobody talks about anymore.
And it was a damn good match.
Yeah, but you'd literally have to go back and watch it to remember anything that happened.
Other than the fact that he got injured in the match and was missing for almost a year. But that's not my pick.
Put that type of pressure on it.
My pick is number 16, with 6 eliminations in 2020. The person who stopped Space Ghost Coast to Coast and won the Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre.
That's a great pick, and under any other circumstances, that probably would have been my pick. I didn't even pay that any attention. Good job, Drew.
So I'm interested. Who's your 16?
Yeah, that's not the guy I had listed, but I kind of feel like switching. But I'll tell you how I did pick. Jake the Snake Roberts from 1992.
This is a different bag, bro. This is a different bag. Go ahead.
Because mind you, in 1992, this is the heel turn of Jake the Snake Roberts. So this is Flame Tights, Jake the Snake Roberts, Cobra in the bag versus Python. He's out here slapping women, DDTing everybody in sight, and letting Cobras bite people. Randy Savage is looking to get on his ass.
Outside of anybody with a Russian last name, this may have been the darkest heel we had seen at this moment in wrestling history.
That part, and his heel run in WWF, as short as it may have been, was as memorable as a heel run gets, and for that I couldn't pass him up.
Greatest heel of all time, for overall body of work, who's no longer wrestling. To me,
have we done that tournament yet?
Oh shit! Let me go ahead.
Put the pin in it. Greatest heel of all times, you bitches. Yeah, coming soon.
Goat heel.
We should do that for IMOC.
Why not? It is IMOC. That's a good one to have for IMOC. Goat heel. Because it's goat heel. We also need to add the goat face tournament to it too. Goat face. Okay. Cool. We can do that.
Goat face killer.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. I'm naming that too.
IMOC finna be lit. IMOC finna be lit.
You got a whole request list of things for IMOC.
Yeah.
You don't even get to hear. You don't even get to hear my spiel on what I was going to talk about during for heel. You know what? There we go. So there's some foreshadowing, some foretelling.
No, give your spiel.
No. It'll come. Because all these things play in, and these people will be mentioned again. Number 17.
March Madness is gonna be lit.
Number 17, I have the first woman to ever enter the men's Royal Rumble. From WrestleMania, I'm sorry, from the Royal Rumble 2000, I have Chyna, the ninth wonder of the world.
Synergy. Same pick.
All right, here's where it gets interesting.
Dicey.
The reason why I didn't have HBK at number 1 is because I wanted him at number 18 from 1996.
I see what you're doing. I still got HBK from 95 kicking 96's ass.
But this ain't that kind of tournament. Who do you have for 1990? I mean, sorry, for number 18. This is getting confusing with all these numbers.
CM Punk from 2009.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bag right there. That's actually my honorable mention.
Is it?
Yep. I figured that Punk needed to have a showing on here, and that would have been the one. A showing before his health problems and, subsequent exit from the company. Right. But again, this is in 2009, but he came back for the Rumble in 2010, and then which started his tear. And also because he actually did commentary during that time where he was actually down and was stellar on the mic.
Yep. But in 2010, he entered at number 3, and there was no way he was going to get on at number 3.
Right. Number 19.
Who you got?
Let me make sure I have my facts right on this one. I'm gonna tell you who I have, but I want to make sure my fact is right on this one before. Yep, there we go. Number 19, with just over 25 minutes of ring time, is John Cena, your winner from 2013.
Okay, I see what you did there. I did not go that route.
Also, keep in mind, John Cena wins. He returns to win the Royal Rumble from the number 19 position, and going into WrestleMania to face The Rock, who is your WWE champion. And if I'm not mistaken, this was when Rock beat Cena at Once in a Lifetime at Survivor Series.
Yeah, because Rock wins the championship from Punk in that right before this to set up the title match for the rematch.
Right.
One would argue that it wasn't necessary for Punk to lose, especially with all that he had been doing. I didn't think the rematch needed a title with it.
Well,
if you got the first one off as the main event and there's no title involved, there's nothing to say that,
this might have been the supermaxing, because let's take it back to the summer of Punk, which is where he won the WWE championship without a contract. Contract expired at midnight, and it was extended just for him to be able to participate in this match against John Cena. He wins the match in Chicago, takes the belt home and throws it in the refrigerator. So he's a champion of a company that and is not signed to this company during its time frame. Comes back. This is when we have the demands for Punk, where he wants the ice cream bars and the new contract and this type of thing. But 3 months later, he loses to The Rock to set up Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania 31. WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania 29. I'm sorry, WrestleMania 29.
29. And 29 ends up being CM Punk versus The Undertaker. So, I mean, imagine CM Punk as champion in the main event against The Streak.
Man.
Well, the co-main event, obviously, because Rock versus Cena's going last. And I feel like you could have fixed that with just saying Cena says, if I can't beat The Rock, I'll retire. Make it a career versus, whatever match. Just if Cena loses, he retires. So then there's your caveat to make this, air quotes, a bigger match. And then you have an even bigger, like CM Punk versus The Undertaker ended up being the show stealer. But what I'm saying is it would have made even more sense to have CM Punk versus The Undertaker with the title on the line versus The Streak.
There you go. Who do you have for number 19?
Oh, and the other caveat is, like, you would have kept CM Punk from leaving because then he would have gotten his main event match.
I don't know if you necessarily kept him from leaving, because he still had burnout, but that's another conversation too.
I mean, burnout is something you come back from, but like total disrespect is some shit like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, right, fuck you and feed you fish sticks, as you say.
That part. Number 19, I got Kurt Angle from 2004.
Why not? Perk Angle in full effect.
You feel me?
He's a different animal.
27th person eliminated, which means he made it to the final four. Logged in 29 minutes and 4 seconds of ring time. I mean, 2004 Kurt Angle is as good as it gets. You know, you feel me?
And keep in mind, he had only been on TV for 3 years at this point, and was coming up on his greatest body of work, which is his time at TNA.
So you have a more healthy Kurt Angle is who I selected.
All right. Number 20.
Who you got?
I have 2006 RVD, Rob Van Dam. Now,
okay.
And in 2006, Rob Van Dam didn't do a whole lot in the Royal Rumble, but this was rocket strapped to his back RVD, and nothing he could do was wrong. Proof positive of that, he was in the match for almost 24 minutes and had 1, 2, 3 eliminations and was eliminated at number 27. So the funny thing about him being in the Royal Rumble and being eliminated at number 27 and only having a couple of eliminations during this match is at WrestleMania this year, or at the Money in the Bank rather, at WrestleMania rather, he won the Money in the Bank contract and also had one night stand with John Cena, where if Cena won, they were going to riot, and there was a legit riot rumbling happening at ECW One Night Stand. Roberto
Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam ended up being a double champ, and then within a couple of weeks lost both belts due to his own volitions and habits outside of the ring, which ultimately led to him being released from WWE.
His coping mechanism to deal with stress, pain, as well as other ailments without dealing with opioids. So I salute you. You're an Apollo legend, but you know, as certain people love to say, rules are rules.
And they were at the time. And if those rules were still in effect, people like Randy Orton would not be in the conversation right now, at least not in WWE world. I digress. You have Matt Riddle now, who is the predecessor to all things THC from Rob Van Dam. So if Matt Riddle can be in WWE now, there was no reason why Rob Van Dam should have left WWE then. Just my personal opinion.
Shout out to Randy Orton for figuring out the cheat code to that particular caveat. You just pay the fines up front,
and he had it rolled back.
You feel me?
As rules change and life progresses, things get rolled back. So some of those offenses are no longer offenses on Randy Orton's record. So good for him. Who do you have for number 20?
I have Edge from 2020. The unexpected expected return of all returns. Like, we on this show completely posed the question about him coming back, even put up graphics online just like, hey, what if? And the reaction from the crowd, the reaction from Edge, it's a moment that it's hard to create those moments, and it's certainly almost impossible to recreate them.
For what we know about the Hall of Fame at that time, you didn't come back and get a glorious run. You didn't spend a lot of time in the ring as a performer, wrestler, if you will. Once you got Hall of Fame induction, Kurt Angle, we knew he was battered and beat up, and he was not the same Kurt Angle from 2006 that left and went to Impact. He was not the same Kurt Angle that had the body of work that he had at Impact when he came back and was a Hall of Famer and then started going on his retirement run. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same person. The suplexes didn't have the same pop. The ankle lock didn't have the same luster. And in fact, going back to as early as 2000 or as late as 2012, Kurt Angle was on a quest to be on the Olympic wrestling team and cut a lot of weight. Like he slimmed down a lot from the size that he had previously, just to try to get healthier and shake those habits that he had, those opioid habits that were keeping him held back for so long. That said, we were expecting something similar with Edge, and what we got was someone who completely broke the mold. It's almost as if he turned in his Hall of Fame ring to go back to have another full run, because here we are, from 2020's Royal Rumble, having main event matches with Randy Orton on 3 straight pay-per-views, and then being gone for almost a year, coming back and re-debuting at another Royal Rumble, and now he's had matches with Roman Reigns. He's had matches with now he's in a feud with The Miz. Like he's all over the place, and he's doing things at such a high level that people of that age, the first person we saw to do that was Chris Jericho, and Edge is doing it better than Chris Jericho did.
That
2000. I'm sorry. Here we go with these numbers again. Numbers are confusing. Numbers are hard.
21.
Number 21. Straight up.
I can tell you right now, this shit coming from left field. I know it is.
Is it?
No, mine is.
I bet you lunch that it's the same.
I don't know if I should take that bet now. Me and you tend to think alike, and we got way too many matches here. So I'm gonna decline your offer.
Coming back from pregnancy. No one expected this at all.
You jackass.
You number.
Yeah.
Number 21, who was only in the ring for a minute and eliminated Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry, was eliminated by Dolph Ziggler, rather.
Star of the Netflix series Glow.
Kaya Stevens, better known to wrestling fans as Awesome Kong, but in her WWE time, which was very short-lived, she was better known as Karma.
Karma might be the best gimmick that never got a chance to get off the ground. Dead ass. Because when it started, it was literally Karma would come out and kick the shit out of people who had been, kind of asshole-ish. So using Karma to essentially, like, whenever she feels like it, because that's how Karma works, circles back around and smashes somebody that she's had no interaction with, but that person has been just a complete douchebag.
It was the fans' universe of what should have been Chris Kanyon. That's the best way I can describe what the feeling in the time that was Karma in WWE. And
Karma, the gimmick would work now, male or female. It could be a unisex thing, or if you wanted to start a faction called Karma
and have her, she could be the leader. And in fact, what was crazy was she was in stature the largest female on the roster. She wasn't built to be like an Amazon. She wasn't glamorous at all. She was essentially Awesome Kong with the WWE name because she still had fighter gloves on. She is menacing and she's tough as nails. Oh no, that presentation it was amazing. Money. Don't change anything about the costuming. Don't change anything. Just get a name or IP that you can license. And this is one of those times I was like, okay, this was smart. Karma was, bruh, I want to see somebody actually rehash this gimmick now. Yeah, I want to see her rehash it, if only for a season, a quarter. Give us this. Them days is over. We making film money now. You can't pay me enough to take a bump, man. And the bump you gonna be able to get me to take is illegal. Say, fuck you mean? I'm not falling flat on my back for nothing because I don't have to do that shit no more. I got monies. And the only other bump you gonna get me to take is completely illegal, and I'll be damned if I let you offer me narcotics. Number 22. Come on with it. Let me get this shit out the way before you fall off the rails. My number 22 is the winner of the 2002 Royal Rumble, Triple H. Same energy. Keep it rolling. All right. Plain and simple. Number 23. I don't recall seeing a winner at number 23. There's a co-winner at number 23. Dicey. I'm gonna let you. I know where you're going with this. Dicey. I'm gonna leave it alone. I mean, how dicey is it? Well, I'll let you explain because I'm sure you picked one of them. Yeah, I didn't pick either winner on this one because of how over this guy was, how he was earmarked for stardom, even though we knew he would never make it to Friday or Monday viewing. this man showing up at the Royal Rumble gave us promise. And that was Adam Cole, baby, from 2018.
That's a cool pick. I like what you did there. I took co-winner of the 1994 Royal Rumble, Lex Luger.
I figured that's who you were going to pick. I almost did that. That whole battleship shit and turning into the basically Mr. America, Mr. USA, whatever the fuck.
It's corny.
Yeah, I couldn't get with that. Not especially him having to be the one to get put up over Brett. As much as we loved Luger in WCW, coming in as the narcissist and then Cole winning the Rumble and completely changing the gimmick, I was not for. Just wasn't for it.
I got an honorable mention if you just want one.
Yeah, come on. We like that.
Terry Funk from 1997.
And I was going to ask you earlier on when we were talking beforehand.
That's in the midst of hardcore legend Terry Funk.
Yeah, I was going to ask you earlier on if Terry Funk had ever entered, because I do remember Chainsaw Charlie entering. But I didn't know if...
Yeah, Terry... 97 has so many fucking... so many Easter eggs that it's like... it's one of the best ones ever. It's in the Alamo Dome. It's just
so you got about 50, 60,000 people in there.
Well, they didn't fill it up. This is still during the time where they're papering and trying to climb up out of the hole.
Let's see here. There's a few, and a bunch of international talent on here too. More than usual.
you get all sorts of
Diesel, you get a lot of Diesel 2,
bruh, Diesel 2, Razor Ramon 2. You get a lot of entries from south of the border and surrounding areas because you are in Texas.
You are in Texas, yep.
And you are in San Antonio, so you put those two together, and I don't have to explain why.
And I'm sure they popped. Number 24. We're almost down. We're almost down to the end here.
Yep.
I have your winner from 2000, The Rock.
I have used The Rock already, and I will counter with Good Try Terry from 1991, the winner from 91 at the number 24 spot.
At the time, that was definitely between the two a more meaningful win, but the setup for The Rock for this year couldn't be matched.
Because what I don't like about that is that The Rock wins in 2000, and The Rock doesn't get a solo title match. He gets in a fucking fatal four-way
yep.
with a McMahon in every corner. Fuck all that. Meanwhile, Good Try Terry in 91, even though we haven't made it to the point where you're officially getting a title shot for winning the Royal Rumble, it's just the fact that it's Good Try Terry. He's going to be in the main event till he ain't in the main event, and he goes on to face Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, you took him
WrestleMania 7.
You took him at 24 from 1991. I got him at 25 from 1990.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
Also a winner.
90?
Yeah, he won 90 as well. That's so that was the whole thing. Like, I'm wanting to we got to take a winner, and I'm taking him at winner. But I'm taking him from 90, not from 91, because it was the first time he won it. That was the difference maker for me there. Rock's win was more important than 24. Good Try Terry's win was more important for him for number 25 in 1990. Who you got for 25?
I took the returning Mr. Perfect from 2002.
Yeah, that's a sentimental pick there, simply because like that's the same reason I used for like Adam Cole on my 23 pick.
I mean, it's a quality pick because Perfect returns in fantastic shape, puts on a hell of a showing in the Royal Rumble, and went on to have a stretch of really impressive matches. And the only thing that kept him from, possibly striking pay dirt was the plane ride from hell.
Man, boy,
like dead ass. This is his return, and the plane ride from hell is why he left. So who knows what he could have been able to pull off under the WWE umbrella had it not been for that. Because he came back, he didn't look old, he didn't perform like he was old. Mr. Perfect was on his shit.
That is.
So we could have got a Mr. Perfect Triple H feud, because Trips is working face. Like, who wouldn't have paid to see that?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
This is what I'm saying. Hey, mind your business on the motherfucking airplane.
Number 26. This one was a hard one for me, because I don't recall a winner coming out of number 26, which is one reason why I had which made it so hard. But coming in, I had picked Alberto Del Rio for number 26 pick. Not because of what he did, because he was only in the match for a cup of coffee, for like right around 7 minutes. I don't think he had any eliminations, but this was during the League of Nations time that he was in, and the fact that he came back and he was a talent that was a main event talent at the top 5 or the last 5 entrants of the Royal Rumble. You got to have that brand recognition if you don't have a winner, and he definitely provided that at that time. Who you got?
I just went for, because I had one guy picked and I ended up using them double, so I had to swipe that out. And I kept looking. I was like, I need some pep, some pop right here. Mankind 1997.
Hey.
So that means technically I could end up with any one of the 4 personalities. But Mankind from 97 is an absolute savage.
He's still ripping his own hair out.
Yep, still using international objects.
Foreign. Did it say turn the world?
Foreign like my whip, you heard?
Number 27. I can guarantee we have the same person here. There's only one person that deserves to have this pick.
Yoko Loco.
1993. That's it. Gang.
The first ever Royal Rumble winner who was actually guaranteed a WrestleMania title match.
He's your first international winner. A Polynesian descent. He gained.
That man's from California.
But you can't tell me he's not Samoan.
I mean, yeah, he is. I'm just saying, that man is Booyah Tribe.
Speaking of, one of the guys, I think the guy that's the most memorable from Booyah Tribe passed away last year. I didn't even realize that's another conversation. I just found it on accident. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eliminations in the 1996. Here we go with these numbers. Numbers are hard again. And then in the 1993 Royal Rumble for Yoko. I'm sure that's what you have as well, sir.
Yes, indeed.
All
of
right.
course.
Number 28.
Who you got?
I got Big Dave Bautista from 2005.
I have the same.
Wow.
And, as a fun fact, Batista has won the Royal Rumble 2 times, both from the same spot.
And that's from the number 28 spot, correct?
Yes.
Yes, there we go. Number 29. Yeah, I know you were waiting on me to bring him in here, and I had to get him at the right time because he deserved to be in here. And
okay.
He's probably one of the more memorable contenders in the Royal Rumble. And here's a fun fact for him too. He has now been in the Royal Rumble 3 decades. 3 separate decades.
Okay, who you got? This sounds good.
Number 29, I have from 2010, Edge.
Well played. I see what you did there.
He came in number 29, was only in the match for a cup of coffee, right at 7 minutes. He had 1, 2 eliminations, and that's all he needed. That's all it took for him to win, as he eliminated Chris Jericho to win the Rumble. Who you got?
Right. This goes without saying. This is a pretty easy selection here. Brock Lesnar 2003, the winner of the Royal Rumble.
This is when we get the moonsault from hell.
Space Ghost.
That's like moonsault. The shooting star press from hell on Kurt Angle, and also on his neck.
He's concussed.
This Brock Lesnar, I would like to see more of, with the exception of the top rope diving, and because the wrestling that he was doing was actual wrestling without just it being a bevy of or a montage of suplexes, as it might be.
I mean, but let's keep it 1,000. We only saw the shooting star press one time from him. Like, as far as on a major WWE pay-per-view. Now, he had done it more than once in OVW. That's how people knew he could do it.
But we also saw the holy shit suplex from the top rope.
Then there's that.
Yeah.
But the shooting star press is a WrestleMania thing, so I understand why you would do that on the grandest stage of them all.
Yeah.
If you hit it, it lives forever. Hell, he didn't hit it, and it lived forever.
It lived forever, right.
So I'm cool with him doing that. It just kind of happened, but yeah, more of the submission wrestling and just being. I think that just comes with age. At this point, Brock ain't in a position to feel like he got to sell for nobody. Bitch, I'm gonna toss you around the ring. You're gonna get dumped on your fucking head a couple of times.
Understand? Understand?
Yeah, understand that this is how we do business. Like, look, if your name is not up here on the drawing board, and when I say drawing board, not the idea board, the drawing money board, your name ain't in the upper tier. We not discussing what we doing for this match.
Man,
you see what happened to Dean Ambrose when he tried to discuss or give ideas about shit to do? Like, nah, we finna have a suplex counter up here on the chainsaw.
Like, get your funk ass.
You think you finna hit me with a barbed wire bat? Bitch, nah, we finna count how many times I dump you on your fucking vertebrae. And for that, we respect you.
And thank you. Thank you for your service.
You know what I'm saying?
Number 30. I guarantee
this has to be a unanimous pick. Has to be.
Okay.
Who you got?
We crossed the bridges, we crossed the waters, and opened up for all Royal Rumbles except for 2 specifically. My number 30 pick is from 2020.
Oh no, it ain't the same.
From the women's side, with 8 eliminations, being eliminated last, I have Shayna Baszler. Who you got?
Wow. You got in the weeds for that.
I got open, didn't I?
So, at the number 30 spot, from the 2008 Royal Rumble, making a surprise return in Madison Square Garden.
I thought about it. I thought about it so hard.
When people thought that he was going to be out of the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania altogether from shoulder surgery.
Jesus, listen. Record recovery. Like, this is, you knew this man was not human because of this. Continue.
This is when you started to think HGH was involved. Dead ass, because the recovery time on that is like, I think it was something crazy like 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months. With extreme loss or change of muscle mass, because when Triple H tore a pec, it changed the way he looked. When Triple H tore his quad, it changed the way he looked when he came back. This man not only maintained, but he increased size during this time frame, and you knew it wasn't roids because it was too delicate. Regardless of how big the rocket was on his back, it was too delicate to chance that. So go ahead and drop it. If you don't know who it is by now, slap yourself.
Jonathan Cena.
I couldn't think of a better pick. Only problem was I had already picked Cena at number 19. But yeah,
this is why you have to do your due diligence.
The comeback for that match. The only thing that could have made that better was him coming back at Boston, which he did at another year at Survivor Series. He came back in Boston to surprise at Survivor Series post-injury that was supposed to be a longer recovery time. He still popped up at home and actually won. So do your Googles on that.
Deadass, that's a situation where even in the internet era, they were able to hide this like really well. And the fact that just everything about it was well done. Because like, even in the midst of people booing the fuck out of Cena, this was such a shocking moment, you couldn't help but pop for it. Because you didn't expect to see him.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you saw him, you were still in the business of popping, and by the time you come down from the excitement of seeing that he's actually there, match is over with.
Oh man, it's that's a.
Speaking of which,
go ahead.
Speaking of which, you think we see Cena?
It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say, man, because if you see Cena, you got to mention Peacemaker, and current WWE cannot mention Peacemaker at all. It is not family friendly broadcasting at all, that program. And
so,
I mean, all attention is good attention as far as I'm concerned. But let's
keep it 1,000. How many of Cena's movies are actually air quotes family friendly? All of them are either on the edge or over the edge.
Yeah, they teeter.
Yeah, name one that's a family movie.
That's the one where he's the fireman.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you the name over here. John Cena.
He's shooting people in the Marine, and then what's the one with Mark Wahlberg?
It's cheesily. It's called Playing with Fire. Playing with Fire. It's got him, Keegan Michael Key, and John Leguizamo.
Ain't nobody seen it.
It's a great movie. You should watch it with the princess tonight.
I don't think I will.
You should. You really should. You'll like it. Cheesy kid movies with dads in it. You will. I'm telling you. I will buy your time back if you don't enjoy it.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the offer, but I'm good. I wouldn't make you buy my time back. It's a setup for failure. Not gonna do that. But he is the greatest number 30 ever.
And there's no debating that. I just couldn't pick him because I already chose him. That's how this works.
All his other movies are racy as fuck. So it's like,
Peacemaker. That's not a question. If you really want to laugh at some dumb shit, go watch Peacemaker or anything John Cena that's not named Playing with Fire.
Because WWE logic is so fucking crazy. You know what you can end up with. You could fuck around and end up with Cena being added to a triple threat situation with Lesnar and Reigns just because they want the name value of all those people.
You want to see a riot? Oh, I think that'll cause a riot. In St. Louis, I think that'll cause a riot. It's already bad enough that Randy Orton's not going to be in a championship match in St. Louis, which means I think he's going to be earmarked to have the record 4th win for the Royal Rumble at home. Which I really hope they don't do that shit.
I think they're gonna get the rematch for the tag titles. They'll lose, and then that's where you get the breakup for RKO, and then you start, you continue on the road to WrestleMania. I don't think he'll be anywhere near winning the Royal Rumble, but hell, I could be wrong. But that's not WWE. That's not out of their playbook to put people over in their hometown. That's typically where you take a L. Shit is, it is just throwing fucking darts at this point.
This is a fact. So that's how it's done, man. This was our greatest Royal Rumble. Do we have a winner from either one of our Royal Rumbles?
It's so many stars here. It's hard to say who would actually win this Royal Rumble.
I'm gonna tell you who I want to see win this Royal Rumble more than anybody. I mean, naturally, the math doesn't add up. I mean, from 3 people right now, I'm looking at. I have 23. I have 30 eliminations from 3 people, and still have multiple eliminations from others on the list. But if I had to pick one out of mine, I'm taking Roman Reigns from 2014 to win it all on this one.
Austin from 97, just because he's going to do some shit. He's going to do some.
Oh, that was some snake shit. You might be right. That was some sucker shit.
I don't see HBK going coast to coast with this Royal Rumble the way it's comprised. Same with Flair. I feel like, to be perfectly honest with you, your winner's gonna come from the back half of my list. And Lesnar's probably it. But then you got Good Try Terry at 24. You got Triple H at 22. You got Yoko at 27, which like in 93, that's damn near impossible. Like Yoko's probably the pick.
Bag. It's just, that's his bag. At 30, so yeah, I mean, but either way, even if you throw both of ours in a hat and you break the rules that we made and make it a 60-man Royal Rumble where, or 60-person Royal Rumble where people are overlapping with one another, it still probably can come down to any of those 4 or 5 people that we just named off.
Yeah,
it's a
whole at 27
bag.
with how he was, how Yoko moved, performed, and handled his business in 93, him at 27 is damn near an impossible. It's almost impossible to beat him at 27 unless you have a whole lot of people gang up on him. And even then, you might not get what you're looking for. So I think Yoko gonna be my pick.
Well,
and he ooze gang.
And he's gang, that's for sure. Argue your points.
Pick the gang.
Argue your points. Show at brokenpistolbc.com, brokenpistolbc@gmail.com. That's at brokenpistolbc on all things social. So at brokenpistolbc on what?
Everything. All
right, so we got the Rumble coming up this Saturday. Get your adult beverages lined up. Get your supplies in order. Let's talk about this shit next week and get ready for the blackest thing you never heard in your life. Suave, take him to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
And in true fashion, it only goes without saying because of all the people that we just named off, you just heard
a whole lot of fucking gang shit.